Hello, everybody. I think we are back. If you are there, just put something into chat so that we know, because apparently Streamlabs and Twitch decided to Twitch. Okay, there we go. I see us. Twitch being twitchy. Okay, so where were we? You saw a Werewolverine attempting to break itself out of a stone and metal cavern, stone cavern cave, you know, that is cave with wrought iron bars that have been twisted to prevent it from moving. It's a little loud, it's a little violent, and you don't even need to roll to know that Arzo has left the building.
Yeah. Arzo and I were working together back in Matina to try to get a sense of how to deal with him when he's in his werewolverine form, because we had a transformation there where I studied him a bit. So I want to see if maybe there's a way I can try to bring Arzo back to the building. At least get him in control, if not, you know, not like out of it completely.
I think in this point we're going to use Witcher training for that.
That's fair. Makes sense. I'm gonna spend. Well, it's still a little early. I'll just see how it goes. Oh yeah, never mind. I don't need to spend any luck.
32. With that Witcher training, I'm going to give you a couple of pieces of information. Number one, when you worked on that, that was when Arzo was forced to turn under the auspices of the moon, not this other aspect of the curse that is tied to his actions.
I get to study the curse. Woohoo!
Yes.
That's a good thing.
And with a 32, you get some information about the curse.
Let me try to write this down.
He was cursed by a Leshen. You know this. I mean, he talked to you about this already. But you're pretty sure you could break this curse. It requires some specific actions.
Okay.
This seems like he has to make some sort of... The way in which you see this, you see a lot of similarities in his actions right now, particularly now that you've seen him under, you know, when he transforms under normal circumstances versus this moment, and you're comparing back and forth. You get some understanding of the fact that this is probably tied to some sort of, this type of curse you're betting it because it takes away his humanity and his sanity when he kills something. Probably has something, you know, the way to break it has to do with some sort of remorse ritual, right? An expression of remorse about a certain type. You know that those kind of rituals to break curses usually require the kind of remorse ritual to be performed in certain locations, in a specific location. And there's probably some sort of tie to lack of killing things because of what caused him to lose control in this particular moment. That will probably be important when you're dealing with getting rid of the curse overall. You'd need more information to know where in particular you're going to do this, all of that kind of stuff.
But this is more info. This is info that I haven't gotten yet, and it's more info than I've had in a while, so nifty. Brenna actually, if Math's watching, which I'm sure he is, you see she just stares, she kind of like squats down and just out of Werewolverine reach through any bars or whatever. Yeah, just barely, like centimeters out of reach should he get an inkling to swipe at her.
He's definitely throwing himself at the bars.
Yeah, just like you see, like her hair will, like a stray piece of hair will move with his swipes. She's just staring intently and studying, looking very carefully, and then.
And Math is actually not in. Math is a little bit. He can see you, but he has angled himself so that he cannot see Arzo.
Okay.
But he doesn't seem to be afraid.
Which means Arzo can't see him either.
That is correct.
So, okay.
That is correct.
And then you'll see her after a few minutes rock back onto her heels and like pull out from one of her bags a small notebook. Flip to a certain section that has like a half-written page, but it has more blank, and then she'll just start writing things down. Put it away. just look very thoughtful for a little bit, and just looking at Arzo.
Brenna, could you roll me an awareness, please?
Would love to. Oh my god.
Cool. As you're, after you've written this down and you're staring, you have been watching as Arzo's been kind of like throwing himself against this.
Intently studying, yes.
Intently studying. And then you hear it. Just the subtlest bit of the strain of the pins in the wall.
Shit. The bars are going to break. And she'll just stand up. Oh, here's an interesting question.
Yep.
So the pins are about to break.
Like, yeah, the what's holding this door in place are going to break. I mean, he rolled a 41 on his physique.
He did. Could I use Igni to make it very hot and melt together? So that it wouldn't be as weak of a piece. I mean, it'd be a bitch to get him out when it's done, but it might help at least buy time for this door.
I will say, roll an education first.
Sure, I can do that.
28. Why are you have you rolled anything but a crit all night?
I have not.
Okay.
All I do is crit, no matter.
Brenna,
no.
crit von Velder. Also
we go.
sepsis.
Also
now
sepsis.
I'm gonna fail for the rest of the night, but I'm
okay.
It's about Arzo, and he's been my buddy. He's the only person who hasn't left me since the start of this journey. So
that is true.
Here to help.
Now, I feel like your husband hasn't left you.
No, that's true. Well, he was married to a different woman at the beginning of this journey.
That's fair. That's fair. But I mean, that's happened before.
He wasn't mind controlled by them.
That's all. Yeah, that seems like that's totally different.
Fair. So, with that 28, you know that it's the metal itself is becoming brittle just from the pure actions. You know that it is possible to heat the metal, but you wouldn't have a way to quench it. And you could make it hot.
Quenched.
Huh?
Yeah, but it needs to be quenched to strengthen.
But it needs to be quenched to strengthen. And because it's now just the strain of the pressure on the metal, you might be concerned that actually putting heat on it might make it easier for him to break out.
Math, you can't summon water, can you?
No, not really. I'm a bit more interested in blood than water. You know, they say that blood is thicker than water.
Yurden.
I couldn't ponder it.
I need that spellcasting roll.
At least to slow him down.
I need the spellcasting roll.
I will make this.
And like when she said that, he just backs up a little bit, not too much, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's very angry right now. Let's see if we can get him out of it. Spellcasting, Yurden. I succeed. All 5 points in Yurden.
Okay. You didn't crit, but you rolled a 9.
I did. I don't know what to tell you.
He continues to throw himself at the walls. It's slowed down.
Is that what the -5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, excuse me. That should be then. No, an additional -5. Sorry. It should be 27. But
27.
Yeah, but yeah,
yeah.
You can hear that one of the, like thing holding it into the wall.
So I need you to hear me. It'd be great if you didn't cause a scene in Mahakam when we're trying to smooth things over with your family. Oh, we didn't experiment much with this, but here, why the fuck not? Axie.
Okay.
Just to try. It's a mental thing.
It is. I need another spellcasting roll.
Yes. I'm debating on how much stamina to spend. I want him to have a harder time succeeding on this. Yeah, I'll spend 5 and make it a -3.
Math is not doing anything
Also gonna
besides
spend
making sure he's got a little bit of distance.
2 points of luck, just because. It's just 20.
Mm-hmm.
Did not roll
Pondering
a
it, but he
9.
doesn't.
And I just say Odzo when I do it. Just draw out Igni. Odzo! Yeah, stern, teacherly voice.
He does, because of reasons, he fails that one, and he is, he has no, again, it's not like anybody's actually there, or he isn't aware, he isn't, but the Igni does have an effect. Or, excuse me, not the Igni, the Axii has an effect.
Whew.
You could go with Igni.
I could. I think that might make him angrier. Trying not to instigate violence. I'm just trying to slow him down and maybe like slap his brain a little to maybe help wake him up to give him a chance to be in control. So that's the goal. That's what Brenna's trying to do. She doesn't have a great solution. Are there other cells in here?
Yes.
Okay.
There's like 4 on this hallway. They're kind of staggered doors.
Math, I need you to open another cell door. I'm going to, if he busts out, I'm going to try to lure him in there. And then get out with him staying inside to buy us time. You're muted. If you're not saying anything, just fucking do it.
No, I will do it. So he's going to go and open up one of the cell doors that is the closest on the opposite side of the one of the wall that Ardzo's on.
Further down the hall or closer to the door? Because each of the cells are offset so that you.
He wants to do. He does not want to get within Ardzo's sight lines.
So the one closer to the. But it would actually be to go closer towards the door out.
Yes, but on the opposite side of the hallway.
Across the hallway. Yeah.
But as the closest cell he can get to Ardzo's cell without getting in Ardzo's line of sight.
So it's one of those. There's one that's further down that's across the hall. There's one that's further down that's closer to the door that's across the hall. And those are equidistant from the one that he's in because each of them are offset, so you don't have.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And he's gonna just like to scoot in, open the door, and then just like back off and just watch. Like he's assessing our Witcher and her skills and seeing, he's judging her.
Who is it that we tried to wake up with it was Kadarn. We did a smooch and a slap.
Mm-hmm.
They're both super effective. The smooch and slap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I did a mental slap.
Now you're gonna do a smooch with your fist. He's just gonna watch.
I'd rather not. Yeah. Just trying to. She's just trying to reach. I don't have a lip print ring.
No, just draw a little dwarf face on your fist. And
no, it's his girlfriend from back in Latina. Just draw her. Brenda's not that artistic, nor does she have that amount of time.
You hear the pins start to snap. He's calmer, but he definitely wants that door open.
So I need you to regain control of this. I know this is something we talked about working on. Now is the fucking time.
Roll Witcher training. Or Witcher training. Yeah, roll Witcher training.
Sure. 21.
With that previous success and what you've been observing about this curse, he's not going to get any mental faculties back until he transforms back. It's an effect of the curse being a forced turn and not just the normal scheduled turn.
Okay, all right. Shit, so you're not making this easy.
No, it's not really his fault.
She's just hoping he's in there somewhere hearing this so that she doesn't have to repeat herself later.
I will just note that Map seems very relaxed. Like he feels like all this is totally fine.
Really
like he's not worried about himself, clearly.
Just so you know, he is not at all in control, nor will he regain it till he turns back, because it's a curse. And that's part of the stipulation, specifically.
I gathered it was a curse.
Well, yes, but there's all sorts of different lycanthropy curses, you understand?
Yes. Yes, I'm fascinating seeing you work.
Uh-huh. And I'm looking at the pens and I'm like,
and you're planning to go and like, you're planning to do a, like sort of like a do-si-do sort of a circle dance with him to get him into the other cell. Interesting. All right.
That is a tactic to hopefully keep him inside the cell and not outside murdering people, yes. He would feel terrible if he did that and found out about it. I can't cover up Mahaka murders.
Oh. Do you often cover up murders?
I've never had to cover up an Anso murder.
Interesting. Interesting answer.
You're terrible. She's a terrible liar. She knows it.
Interesting answer. I'm going to make that my lore keeper for that human perception on that one.
Okay. Oh, human perception? Go for it.
Human perception, that one.
Yeah.
A 3.
Because you fumbled by 15.
I did. Oh, well.
I mean, it's the Witcher affect. You're not sure if it's, if that's
just how weird Witchers talk.
Yeah, it's very disconcerting. The lack of emotional response.
Yeah, and there is a very lack of emotion in those responses.
And also, honestly, how much do I care about what this Witcher thinks and feels? So as long as it's not going to be like, inconvenient.
As long as she's not a psychopath or anything, it's fine.
Run of the door, let's go.
Ooh, interesting.
I'm
holding an action.
I'm gonna try to do, because I want his attention.
Yes.
And I don't want him to get distracted by Math.
So well, right now, you are the focus of all of his attention because Axie.
Yeah, I stunned him. I did that, so I don't need to slap and then run. I'm just gonna, this way out cell? Go into bucket for the other cell.
All right, so roll athletics.
I'm holding an action just in case he wavers.
Okay.
Ardzo.
22.
Well, now he's out of the Yrden.
He's gonna follow, though.
He is gonna follow. That's not the problem. 24. He is well on your heels, and you can literally feel him breathe like this honey badger Wolverine breathing down your neck. You know that if you do not get inside that room, well, I mean, you can because it's not that far. You can get there in this round.
But I don't get outside of the room.
In the next action, he will be upon you to attack you.
Yeah. So we're in this room, and now it's time to GTFO. Yeah. Slam that door closed behind me. Yeah, I'm gonna use some luck on this athletics check. Cause no. Let's spend 2 points of luck. It's a good call. Nope, that's enough. I did not have the luck. 25. So nervous, I clicked it before I put the 2.
So 25, okay.
Yep.
He is going to attempt to swipe at you.
That's fine. She's very nimble, Math, if you're watching. She's very fast on her feet.
That's interesting.
She's not a blonde hopping Witcher,
Is she I have a question. Does she have she's nimble like a cat?
One could say, yes.
Interesting.
Like an elfy cat, yes.
28 as he swipes at you.
Okay, so I need to dodge.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go for dodgety escape.
You're gonna take a penalty to this because he does get to you. He beats your athletics, so a -2. Sorry, I couldn't get that out before you rolled.
Okay, that's fine.
So that's 27.
Can I spend luck then? Because I would have, if I was
yes,
negative,
you were. Yeah, I'll let you spend the luck to.
Sure, I would have spent 2 luck to negate the penalty. So
yeah, that's fair.
So 29.
So 29, you managed to dodge out of the way. Now he's going to try and swipe at you again.
He's attacking to your left. Just so you noticed. Dodge.
Thank you, Math.
It's just being helpful.
A 26 and a 30.
Okay. So the brawling was his athletics check?
The brawling was his athletics check because you were in the room with him, right? Yeah. And so he was just, instead of trying to, he's not trying to get out of the room. He's just trying to attack what's in front of him because he has no sight-ins.
Yeah, I misunderstood. I thought the first round was to get in there and then my athletics was to get out before he could end, so.
No, your athletics was to get out before he could get out.
He could make attacks.
Yeah, before he could make attacks.
Okay. That's fine. I'll just dodge my way out. I'll roll a dodge again. So 2 more dodges. So I didn't need to roll a dodge escape that first time then.
No, well, you did because either way, if you hadn't rolled the dodge escape, the 28 was going to hit you.
So he gets 3 attacks?
Yes, because it was.
I just want to be sure because I'm not understanding what's happening. That's why I'm asking.
So okay. So the first round was you attempting to get out.
Yes.
Before he could, and because his goal is not to attempt to get out. Your goal was to get out. His attack was to stop you from leaving.
Okay.
His second and third attack is to now attack you.
Okay.
So now you can dodge escape or you can reposition to get outside and possibly slam the door.
Okay. Interesting.
And yes, he is a werewolverine, so he does get multi-attack. I checked it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What is this skill for a reposition?
Athletics.
It's athletics. Yeah. I'll try to reposition for that first attack.
Okay. And if you can reposition on the first attack, then the second attack is going to hit the door.
Yeah. Would y'all mind if I use some of the group luck?
Do it.
You've just gotten 3.
I will use 2 group luck points for this reposition. Crit.
29. Ooh. Yeah, and then you roll the crit, and then you roll a 1 for the bonus. But that 29 will beat the 26, which means you can get out and slam the door and don't take any damage.
But then the second one just boom hits the door, and she's just
like you hear it rattle against the metal of the bar of the reinforced door.
It's like,
well done.
How long was he in there for that first one?
Oh, well, 15 minutes or so.
Right. I'm gonna go out to get those dwarves. Your cell bars are not strong enough. I need them to be reinforced ASAP. But what can you do in 10 minutes? That's what I just run out.
Durin smiles and nods, is like, I can do a lot in 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Durin can do a lot in 10 minutes.
I just need him to stay there until he turns back. But it's like, so I don't want to hurt you. I know it's not you, but I don't want to hurt you.
A 23 for the first roll to fuse the door. And a 30. Yeah, no.
Holy shit.
Durin comes back with vertical bars that that look like they were like actual iron bars that are about 4 or 5 inches thick, and he just takes a couple brackets and welds the bars on either side of the door so they're latched downward and then upward at the same time, so that they go in opposite directions and you can't push the door.
Right.
Look.
Thank you, Razmi. That should do it. Hopefully.
Yeah. So he's gonna be there for a while then.
Probably, yeah.
Alright, we're just gonna lock down this whole section.
I would do that. He might come down if we all go. He's left alone. Sorry, also. And I'm just gonna, like, a little wave. Back later.
Now, Countess,
Yes.
You are invited upon my investigations. I suppose I've not told you officially, but I am going to be involved in the investigation because one of the people that this fellow Gimna and was involved with is Baldwin, who is a priest of Veopatus, and therefore this becomes part druid business. And I should let you know that.
Are you in my contract?
No, he's not.
But you
We're
can be
not
part of
paying
mine.
him.
No, I'm doing this because I have authority. So,
I'm sorry, you have authority in Mahakam.
I have authority about druid business.
Not in Mahakam, you don't?
Not Mahakam.
Well,
I think Brenna's on the same page of the dwarves here. Not Mahakam.
I don't think you
is a self-governing place.
Yes.
No one has jurisdiction. Mahakam
I don't think you understand if you don't have my help, which you've already used. Not you, Countess, but Lord Mesmo. If you don't have my help, there's so many things you would not have already known, and I have information that no one else has. So either you can play well with the great and important druid circle of Caird Mikvid, which I do not think you want to annoy, or I can leave you all to deal with all of your problems without information. I'll probably just do it on my own, actually.
I think Brenna goes like a cough, because that's the first laugh she would have had today. But what would Brenna know about these druids? Between Bettina and witchering, what has she heard about the druids of Cape Mirvin?
Oh, remember how you rolled that reputation last time? You remember how Lord Maff failed and you won?
Yeah.
And how
I know nothing.
No. Roll
social etiquette, education,
roll education or Witcher training. I'll accept either one from you.
I'll roll Witcher training.
Wilderness
and you get
survival.
and you get a +3 because you know. With 36, you get +3. I was like, wait, is that your 36? No, that's Durin's 36.
23.
23. That is actually a really good roll. With a 23, you're aware of the druids of Caird Mikvid.
They're the biggest druid circle and the most powerful out of all of them.
Yes. They are the biggest. They are the most powerful. They're also almost all human.
Wait, which circle?
Caird Mikvid.
Caird Mikvid, which is the one in Toussaint.
Yeah, the one in Toussaint. They're all they're almost all human. I believe there are at this point in time in history there are currently 3 elves left of the circle. There isn't anybody other than that. And
the oldest too, I think.
Yeah, it is the oldest, but there are no more elves joining the circle, and the number of elves have left the circle and by this point in history. I did look at this up.
Rough. Dang humans, ruining everything. Interesting.
But there are still, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Yeah, because they're still there, but it hasn't, like, there isn't any, like, perception of a negative anti-elven ideology at this point. There just aren't any more elves joining the circle. Yeah.
She knows what that leads to. She doesn't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. It's fine. And did Maff said he was leading this investigation? Did he say he was in charge?
Mesmo has turned to you. Mesmo snorted and turned to you and like, just, like,
yeah.
And Dwarvish is saying, yeah, Maff said that, and in Dwarvish, Mesmo says, "We're not paying him. We're only paying you."
And well, because she knows Maff doesn't understand Dwarvish. It's like, right, let's see what I can bring out of him. And just turn back and say, well, legally, druids don't technically have jurisdiction. However, I, as a witcher who is contracted by the dwarves, would be more than happy to work alongside and with the druids of Caird Mikvid.
Oh, this speaks well to your wisdom, Countess.
Yeah.
Because after all, this is quite...
Seeing as how they have contracted me, and it concerns the druids, I'm sure they would be happy to work together on this.
Yes, I imagine they've contracted you to just murder something, I assume, yes.
investigate what's going on and stopping it, yes.
Yes. So...
That's not necessarily murder, depending on what's going on.
Oh, do you often get non-murder contracts?
You'd be surprised.
Oh, interesting. Yes, well, I have got a vested interest in making sure that whatever's happened to our priest Baldwin gets taken care of, and also to reset the ballots.
Yeah. She's like, do I say? I think I should say. I think you and I should have a little chat about Baldwin. Perhaps over a beverage or something.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Well,
I have some information you might not have heard yet.
Oh, interesting. This is wonderful. We could call ourselves like
Let's not.
Countess Brenna and Lord Math, investigators at large.
I'd rather not be at large, honestly.
Oh, I didn't mean that as a sort of a commentary about your physique, which is quite good, by the way. But at large means to travel.
Yes, I think this. I don't think we need a title. I think our own reputations speak for us.
Yes. I imagine one day they'll speak of us. This will be an amazing investigation. You and I teaming up, I can tell it will be phenomenal.
And I just look back wistfully, like Artso. Oh, how I wish you were here instead. It's just like the faintest glimpse of wistfulness on Brenna, like the faintest expression of. And then it goes back and goes, yeah, well, let me tell you about things. And I am, see if I have a response to this message I sent earlier today.
Oh, excellent. Oh, where would you like to, and he just sort of like starts walking by Mesmo and Durin. Where would you like to eat?
And I'll turn to them in Dwarvish and say, I think I've got him under control.
Mm-hmm. There might be a bonus in it for
sanity.
you.
Thank you.
And when
I will go back to my inn.
You'll go back to your inn, and as the two of we're gonna take the camera, and as you two go back to the inn, Mesmo and Durin will mention he'll be bringing those special items by later tonight.
I'd very much appreciate that. Thank you. Also, if you know of an alchemy lab, I'd love access.
I can find one.
Thank you. I need to make some things.
We're going to take the camera and we're going to pan over to Cadarn.
Yeah.
Cadarn, it's been 2.5 weeks.
Yep.
Since you and Yanto GTFO'd in a carriage through a standing portal.
Yep.
Yanto heard the shout from Brenna saying, we'll see you in Mahakam. Or excuse me, you heard that, not Yanto, because Yanto wasn't paying attention. And within those 2.5 weeks, you have done what?
Well, so if I remember correctly, the carriage we had was a carriage stolen from Lady, what's her face?
No, actually, that's the funny...
other one.
That's the other one.
You have the Von Vedler carriage.
The
Von Vedler.
Because that was the hospital
That's
carriage.
Fine. That's fine. So
I have all your shit.
It is a carriage of high quality, is what I meant.
Yes.
Cool. So this carriage will be sold to purchase a house.
Yep.
It being a carriage of very high quality, we'll file the serial number off.
Just take the crest off. File the serial number. Yeah.
So yeah, it would have been sold so that we could purchase a at this point, I don't know. Actually, I say I don't know, but like, there's actually a book on wagons that I fucking wrote.
Which you can go get from our dear friends at Arthosorian Games. It's a free download. # not sponsored, but that's not the command, Deirdre. There's the command. And you can go find it right there. Go find that DLC. It's a good
It
one.
is the last DLC that came out, which I don't have here. I know that it's not a fucking war wagon, that's for sure.
No.
But Simon just wants to know, like, thereabouts, the type of house I could afford selling out this. Oh, because it's Serial Zen's book. That's why I can't find it on my stuff. So it would probably be like the equivalent of a very well-made, like,
yes,
merchant wagon or something.
Or I mean, it's a noble's carriage, so you could probably add to the high end.
Yeah, like, let's say it's the same price as Elven Gedwich, like a Vardo.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be 700 crown that I could probably get from it. So I figure we have like a spacious one-room hovel.
Well, here's the thing. Would you like to try and up that negotiation skill and see if you can get more for it?
Sure, Kadirn would try to do everything to get more than a one-room hovel where you have to sleep with, you know, the livestock.
So, roll
business?
Business? Is there a bonus skill you want to use first?
I mean, you know what? I would groom and style myself to look like not someone who's, you know, in dire need of selling a carriage to
yeah, you're not trying to, you know, fence this carriage is what you're trying to say to me. All right, so roll grooming and style because the beneficial skills.
I fucked it up.
Well, I mean, you are suffering from the small problem of you try and make yourself
look like you're trying to fence it.
You do. Well, here's the thing. You do have a small problem of that right now you're missing a leg and you are wearing and all of, even though you have fancy clothes,
your shoe legs.
Well, all of your shit kind of looks like you were in a fight recently.
Can Yanto groom him up?
Yanto can do something for him. Yes.
Because otherwise,
I wasn't
we rename my character to Kadirn, the used car salesman.
22. I wasn't sure how much Yanto was
gonna say
reacting.
The buyer.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, that was my next. Like, if all else fails, I'm seducing whoever it is I'm selling it to. Like,
Yanto would just not let Kadirn walk off the house looking like that. That's all.
Because honestly, it is a noble's wagon, so I would try to find like a young noble woman.
There you go.
So that her dad buys it for her.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I would abuse that plus 14 I have in seduction.
Yeah, okay. But you do get the +2 from the benefit of Yanto making you look presentable.
Nice. The glamour and everything. Anyway, that's a 38 to seduce whoever is going to buy my...
The young noblewoman who's like really into your wagon, mostly because she is convinced.
I'm gonna check out the back seat.
No. Well, like the seduction is a benefit here, but really what she wants this wagon for is it has all of the extra space for all of the dresses. Like she can have all of her dresses go with her.
I'm gonna get back to Matina and grab us and like, what happened to the wagon? I'll be like, there was a forest fire.
You're not even wrong. It was a very large area of forest that got burnt. A big, massive chunk of it.
This went up while we were out.
Would you say we can get like a 3.5 with this? Like a 3.5 room hovel?
Yeah.
It's not it's not in a major city or anything.
No,
it's in a hamlet. We're just basically, you know, we probably purchased like an old tavern and just turned it from a business into like an actual like property to live in.
Mm-hmm. So you have a house.
So we have a house. We spent a couple of days just growing a small garden in the back, probably purchasing like a few chickens and maybe like a pig.
And making sure that some people rest. Because they don't have a leg and they need some healing.
Yes. Most of my time would be spent trying to fashion some sort of prosthetic. And at the end of 2.5 weeks, actually, what happens is the only thing that Kader managed to create was some sort of like peg leg. So it's not the best, like it fits, it's kind of uncomfortable. And he figured, I know an expert craftsman, like the one person who taught me how to craft stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I should go see this craftsman. And also knowing that Brenna said that they would be heading to Mahakam, 2.5 weeks, either they're not there yet or they are there. If they are, I can also just swoop in, grab the rest of my stuff from the other carriage and bring it back home. And get my leg in the process and, not have to explain to anyone what happened 2 weeks ago.
I'm here for all of this. So, could you roll that spell casting? Remembering that you've spell casting isn't going to be affected by your penalties for this leg.
Which penalty?
You only have a basic prosthetic, so you are at a quarter speed.
Yeah, but it doesn't affect spellcasting in the slightest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's that's what I was going through in my head, that it's not going to affect your... You still have penalties to things, but your spellcasting is not one of those things that is being affected by these penalties.
So with the basic peg leg, the basic prosthetic, basically, my speed is at -2. My dodge is at -4, and my athletic is technically it should be all at now -4 because should have been -5, but I paid some of the IP to bring it back up. But my athletics still is at 0 because I didn't even have 4 in athletics to begin with, so doesn't matter.
Ianto is helping Kadarin around the house because whether or not he admits it or not, he's having a hard time, ambulating.
Yeah, and what was I going to say? Kadarin doesn't talk about Javik or anything like that. This is not something he brings up.
No.
He doesn't want to, mostly because he doesn't want to he doesn't want to hurt Ianto. So so he teleports. Yeah. Doesn't need standing portal actually for this because it's just myself.
I mean, you would have needed standing portal if you wanted to return the carriage, but sold it.
Yeah.
I approve.
I do need the but I need you to roll the...
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sheet's taking a while. 25.
Where are you teleporting to? I mean, you've been to various locations in Mahakam before.
Literally across the street from Mesmo's house, or whatever passes as a street in Mahakam. Basically, just so I don't teleport into someone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or into a door.
And you know that Mesmo's
a couple of yards away.
You know that Mesmo has, again, they're all intricately carved out of these caverns, using the natural stalactites and stalagmites to facilitate the architecture and delineate space and all of these things. But you also know that Mesmo is, again, on the Council of Elders. He has prestige and rank. He is a master craftsman. He has a larger property, and they're really, he's on this little kind of cul-de-sac off one of those side roads. So you know that you can teleport to the opening of this cul-de-sac and not before you even get to his door. There's a little stone garden outside, some mushroom cultivation kind of space, that you know that there's very rarely any aggressive traffic there. So you can get there without having a problem.
And there I am.
There you are. You reappear. Roll a D100 for me, please.
Yes. I'm missing something. Ah, that's the other one. Sorry, I realized I was missing the Inns and Taverns book. D100. Whoops. That's a D0. 41.
41. As you appear, Mesmo, a few moments after you appear, you know, as that reorientation to the space in which you kind of have appeared into, Mesmo comes around the corner and walks around you, pauses, looks at you. Oh, come on in. You won't be the weirdest shit I've had to deal with all day. Do you know that my brother-in-law just tried to murder me and all of my brothers?
Well, hi, Mesmo. Long time no see.
Yeah, I saw the very nice piece you left on my nightstand instead of, you know, talking like an adult.
See, that whole thing about your brother trying to murder you, the last couple of months of my life has been pretty much just that nonstop. So, excuse me if I didn't have time to sit and chat.
You know, it was a poisoning. I did meet your friend, Brenna. She's nice.
Yeah, where are Brenna and Arzo? Not that I want to see them at the moment.
Arzo is unfortunately, as he kind of like guides you inside, he's like, he looks at you and goes, so Arzo's currently locked up so he doesn't murderize a bunch of us in our sleep, you know, ripping our throats out kind of thing.
Wait, why? Why would he do that?
Apparently
Arzo's
he has been cursed by cursed with a werewolverine problem. Did you know about this? Oh god,
alright, okay, you're aware. Yes, okay. That's weird.
So you knew about this before I knew about this. You're supposed to tell me this kind of thing. No, I should have known about this.
I was 2 kingdoms away.
Still knew about it before I did, because I only found out about it today when literally he turned in front of me after we all almost died to giant plants.
Wait. Today?
25 minutes ago. 30.
Wow. What's the phase of the moon today?
You know that the new moon doesn't happen until tomorrow.
Yeah, that's not normal. He's premature.
He killed the plant thing that was trying to kill and eat us, and he turned into Rawr!
I've always told you that growing plants on the ground is not a good idea. You guys should just stick to mushrooms.
These are not plants we grow. This plant was 2.5 meters tall and trying to eat us.
That is quite tall, Simon says, not really knowing what 2.5 meter means.
7 feet. 7 to 8 feet.
Okay, thanks. Well, I am not here for plants. I am... Or for Arzo.
Are you here for the necrophages?
What the fuck has been happening in the last... Let me guess. Brenna and Arzo arrived about 48 hours ago. And now the entire kingdom has gone to shit.
72. And...
Close.
Admittedly, some of the bad shit happened before they got here.
Has anyone been drained of their blood? Like exsanguinated?
He kind of looks around as he's brought you into like the front room of their house,
yeah,
and he kind
I'm assuming that we're also like pouring like a drink or something.
He pours a drink and he goes and he closes the door and he goes, "You didn't tell me that Brenna. I heard from Zerny about this. They milked the leg so that all the blood came out of it."
Who milked the leg of what? What are
you
talking
about? The Countess and
the
Druid.
What Druid?
Lord Mathvaren.
Druids can't be lords. They're dirty fucking forest dwelling hippies. They don't have nobility. They have like I don't know, like a horde of squirrels or something.
Look, he introduced himself as Lord Mathveren of Magturga, the youngest of the whatever. I don't care.
Sure, I'm Lord Cadarn of Edern, the foremost magical expert of Banard.
Well,
kind of literally.
You don't know if anyone else is left alive.
Well, they can try to claim the title from my cold dead hands.
This is true. I don't. Lord and Lord, you know the Lord Durin Ramsey. He's the master, one of the other master swords makers.
Oh, the cook.
No, the sword maker.
Oh no, that's Gordon Ramsay. Okay. I've lost a lot of blood.
I see that you also you need my assistance.
That is precisely why I came. But what about Durin Ramsay?
You know, he's the sword maker. He does the meteorite and the silver. Specializes in helping witchers. You would have heard of him.
Yeah, no, yes. Cadarn would have probably wanted a sword from him at some point, but could not afford it.
You also know that he's also also a member of the Council of Elders. So he's not, he has clout beyond just being a master swordsman.
Yeah.
So, and that the gnome who had their Gemma, if you have to ask how much it costs, you can't afford it. Gem cutter next door to Lord.
Remember a bit, yes.
Across from Irma's Cafe.
I think I do remember.
I
think even Simon remembers because I think they're in the
yes, they are.
Google Doc.
They are in
which by the way, could you just link it again?
Yes, I can. Look, for those of you playing at home, here are all the NPCs that currently the players know about that all of the players know about in this game.
Well, I mean, I know of some of them.
No, but I meant like our public knowledge to players. Of all of the players. So apparently a necrophage, a bunch of froglets came and kidnapped and didn't just eat Gemma's clients, and Gemma's missing, and then but that had then
Gemma's missing?
Yeah, and then they broke open the wall behind Lord Razmi's forge. And when I broke open, I mean that's 12 meters along his cavern wall. That's a bit big. He maybe just needs to open that up further and expand into that space. I don't know that you're gonna fix that real easy. For those of you playing at home, 12 meters is 36 feet.
Or also Simon, who doesn't use metric system for anything shorter than a kilometer.
Yeah. It's roughly 40 feet, so good luck with that. Along his wall. Look, I think, and
it's 4 cars.
Mm-hmm. And a
4-story building sideways.
Yeah, 4-story building sideways. And then apparently a Bolvor came out and attacked, and we got the contract going with your Witcher to go hunt this person down. Then we were going to have this is where they met Lord Mathveren, the druid, and then there was Zerny described it. I was glad I was not there, but then it was the milking of the leg to get the blood out of it.
So I own a house now, a little farm with a garden. Very quaint, very peaceful. I love the fact that my life is not in danger 24/7, and I think the reason for that is that I have kept far the fuck away from Brenna and Arzo. I think they are ill omens. And I think that so long as they're in Mahakam, well, I wouldn't trust the ceiling to hold.
Well, considering we had apparently a necrophage problem before they showed up.
No, that's because the necrophages knew they were coming, believe me.
I don't know anything about that. Also, apparently my brother-in-law was plotting your murder from a distance.
My murder? I don't think so.
Do you and everybody attached to Arzo? And me, and my brother Zerny,
yeah.
and Kazakh. Now, like, I can kind of understand being mad at Zerny.
Your brother-in-law wearing your face, I believe. Something like that. Look, I was a little busy saving the whole world 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
No, quite literally.
Okay, and by this point, I'm assuming you're sitting down and the first round of drinks has been poured.
Yeah. And Kadarin did try to put his feet up on the table, but, you know, realized that one of them just
doesn't work.
Yeah.
And you'll have to tell me more about that. Right now, I'm dealing with the fact that I have to. My brother-in-law decided to turkey-baste my sister. It got weird.
Turkey-based your sister. Is that some sort of euphemism I'm not aware of?
He publicly stated at his trial that his daughter was not his, and claimed that my sister committed line theft. My sister... No. There are many things my sister might do. That was not one of them. Apparently, he magicked his shit so that it wouldn't be him that impregnated my sister, biologically speaking.
Wait, I thought, pardon the expression, I thought you people weren't able to do any magic.
Yeah, he made a deal with someone to do it for him.
I fucking hate mages.
Look, I don't know that there was a mage. Apparently, it's an undead druid.
An undead druid.
Well,
you do know there are no such things as undead. Like, even vampires come from another world. They're not even dead.
According to Lord Math Varen, and he stated this publicly in the middle of the trial.
That your Squirrel King?
Probably. I mean, like, he has this weird thing. His wife is very nice, though. She's really polite. I like her. Why'd she marry this schmuck? I don't know. He must have something going for him that I don't, but I don't want to know about. But, yeah, so there was... He stated publicly at the trial that this Baldwin figure that apparently Gimner was making a deal with was actually murdered a number of years ago. Like, his head was cut off, so they decided to bury him by burning his body and then dumping it in the ashes. But apparently this dude is up and walking around and making deals with Gimner, so I'm going with Undead Druid.
Wait, you're going way too fast, Miss.
That has been my last 24 hours.
Yeah, okay. Can you just slow it down so that you can recount those 24 hours in 24 minutes instead of 24 seconds? What's happening with your sister? I didn't come here to solve an entire kingdom's worth of problems.
Don't worry, we're solving our own. That's what we do. The dwarves don't trust anybody else.
Well, why are you telling me everything then?
Because because I'm venting my frustrations and I know you aren't involved. Also, I know that you want something from me and I'm going to do it, but you're gonna have to sit here and listen to my shit first.
All right. Start from the... No, don't start from the beginning. What's happening with your sister?
Dinner was held. Lord Math Varen, his charming wife Odriana, their daughter, me, my wife,
Wait, druids have daughters?
He's married to a caravan driver. She does business with us.
Shit, I thought they were all celibate or something.
I had, so it was me, my Borena came, me, Borena, Ardzo, your countess friend, Zerny, Zolkor, Zorko Stahl was there.
Names, yes.
Kerwin. Azik. Oh yeah. And then, and then apparently Gimner decided to take this opportunity to arrange to poison my brothers and Lord Razmi.
Okay, but that still doesn't explain the thing with your sister.
We're getting there. So Lord Razmi found out that this was poisoning, and switched the drinks, and he was convinced, and Ardzo, I guess, was convinced, that Pergo was involved with an attempted murder dealing with some sort of hired vampire. That was a thing that was involved.
That is a thing that did happen, yes.
Okay, we'll get back to that.
The whole face wearing.
So he switched the glasses and gave the glasses that were poisoned to Perga and Gimner and your Witcher friend, and apparently Arzo decided that he was going to be a badass about the whole situation and took the poison himself.
Of course Arzo would drink the poison himself. And now Arzo is going all feral and just like in his cell.
That was 2 days ago.
Yeah, but who knows?
Who knows? Anyways, so then it comes out that Perga had nothing to do with this. She didn't know nothing. She almost died, but Arzo saves her life. Zolkor helps save Arzo's life. They might actually get back together. That could be entertaining. I might enjoy watching that. It'll be pretty.
Wait, who?
Zolkor. He's There's so many dwarves in this game. Zolkor Stenal. He's Rundren's son. He's in the dock.
Yeah, which page?
Ooh, hold on.
Oh, found him.
He was also the one that Arzo had all that drama with on the boat.
Yeah, he had the boat. He was the guy in the boat.
The ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, that Arzo wanted to avoid.
And Ardney. Yeah, we had to call him Zerzo for a while.
Yes. Okay.
Still miss Zerzo.
And then, so that was a thing. Fine, there's the big public trial. My sister survives, Brenna survives, Arzo survives. Big public trial, and at the trial, Gimner says the reason he tried to murder us all is because Arzo is a stain in the blight on existence, and he needs to be removed from existence. All of this bullshit. Whatever. Nobody knows.
Who's trying to murder Zerzo? No, Zerzo's not a real person.
Arzo.
Yeah.
No, Arzo is the victim. Who's trying to murder Arzo because Arzo is a stain?
Gimner.
Gimner.
Perga's husband.
Me and names.
Yeah. Perga's husband tried to murder my brother Arzo and me and my brother Zerny and my brother Kazak, and then...
Because you are a stain on the family.
He is, apparently. That's his bullshit answer, but I'm betting it had something more to do with the fact that, he tried to wipe out...
And yet, he's the doctor.
Exactly. And then, so during the trial, Gimner, my brother-in-law, piece of shit, and he spits. He says that his daughter is not his daughter, and that my sister Perga cheated on him, loudly in the middle of the trial.
He's saying his own daughter is not his daughter?
Yeah. Which is bullshit, right? Total utter bullshit.
Yes.
So, apparently this druid does shit with blood.
As they are wont to do, yes.
So he wanted to find out about the undead druid, this Baldwin fellow, right? So he took some blood from...
Wait, stop. I'm sorry. Who?
Baldwin, this undead druid, right? We talked about him.
No. Baldwin looked like an old guy, kind of good looking, long gray hair, some sort of like silver fox aura around him.
I don't know. I never met the schmuck. All I know is that according to Lord Mathvaren, he should be dead. His head cut off and burned thrown into the river. And then
Ealdewin.
Yes. Druid, priest of Arapatis, I guess.
Aveopatis. What was he doing in Mahakam and when?
No one knows. We were supposed to find out more information from Gimner, and then come this morning, Gimner's dead in his cell, and there are massive 2.5 meter tall plants are trying to eat us. It is, unfortunately, a problem.
Yeah, I thought we knew who Baldwin was.
We have big suspicions.
Yeah, but... Kadern doesn't want to go back into that.
Uh-huh.
And since then, this morning, then came the testing. While he was trying to draw blood from Gimner to find out more about this Baldwin fellow, he comes and he draws the blood from Gimner about my niece found out this whole thing that he got super magic shit going on so that he didn't actually impregnate Purga, and he arranged for something else to impregnate Purga, but would pretend to be the parent. I don't know how this works.
You mean Pugra?
Purga.
My sister Purga.
Page 72.
Pugra, sorry. That's me.
No, I just want to make sure if it's a typo or if
I think we've called her Purga this whole time, so it's probably a typo.
It's probably a typo.
So she was, pardon the word, inseminated by someone else than Gimner. That it?
Yeah, and he claiming that he didn't know about it, but according to this Lord Mathvaren and the blood that they was taking, that he didn't know about it, and he chose to do it intentionally.
So Gimner knew that Purga had a child that wasn't Gimner's.
But Purga didn't know anything about this.
She wasn't aware she was pregnant.
No, she was... No, you have to understand. And by this point, of course, Mesmo has had a few. He hasn't stopped. He skipped pouring and went right to the bottle. You have to understand. He claimed it wasn't his kid. Purga said, bullshit, I've only ever had, whatever, with my husband. I had a relationship before with other people, but only with my husband was I get pregnant. Come to find out, according to the druid and the bloodletting, and that was a bit of a thing. That Gimner got her pregnant with someone else's seed, and so she didn't know nothing happened.
How does that even work?
Don't ask me, ask the druid.
Magic.
Next thing you know, they'll start an entire fucking cult around that baby.
We're not mentioning shit about this shit. We're just going to publicly announce that Gimner was being an asshole and trying to deviate knowledge away from his treason. Treason, because he was convorting with the...
Where's this mysterious child now?
My niece is with my sister.
But she might not be your niece.
She is my niece, because my sister was the one who gave birth to her, and according to everything, Purga was the mother.
No, what I meant to say is she might not be a dwarf.
You'll have to talk to Lord Math about that. There was all the genetics involved. If it wasn't a dwarf, then it was really damn close. But she is still my niece because she is my sister's daughter. That, according to Lord Math, hasn't changed. Just the father.
Druids versed in genealogy and all that.
There was bloodletting involved. Go with it.
Sure.
Now,
okay.
What do I
my turn, right?
Okay.
I need you to make me a leg.
I was going to spend the rest of the day drinking, but I can make you a leg.
Well, I would rather you are not drunk when you make me said leg.
You cannot deny that the beautiful fan work I did while extremely intoxicated 6 years ago did not look absolutely gorgeous and work perfectly fine.
All right. I have some specifications and ideas. I drew and I get
a design out.
Piece of paper out, yeah. Basically, in game terms, I mean, we're talking about the good quality.
The good quality prosthetics so that it brings down your penalties. Yeah.
But I want a secret compartment in it.
Okay.
Big enough to fit a wand. So that I could hide on my person, an emergency focus. If I needed one.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, at worst, I could probably fit in a stiletto.
Yeah.
But, something that would be hidden, where your calf muscle is.
Yep. I'm going to use Durin's sheet for the crafting rolls. So Mesmo will be able to do this. it's not going to be a problem about making the leg itself. It's whether or not you get the additional secret compartment, and how secret that compartment is going to depend on the crafting roll that comes out. So that, there's a possibility about awareness, And for that, mechanically speaking, I'm going to use Durin's sheet because he and Mesbo are both master craftsmen, and the stats are the same. So with a 27, you have a very good quality prosthetic that will bring down your penalties, help mitigate a lot of your penalties.
How long does it take to make that?
It will take him a couple hours. Because it's mostly hollow, and so it's a lot of straight pins and straight shapes. And he builds it into a boot, right?
Yeah, it would help if it doesn't look like a naked foot.
Yeah, but
mind you, if I can put a boot over it, I don't mind it.
Yeah, no, he's building it because you want the secret compartment. He's using that as an additional point, so he's going to use the boot as an existence to also provide weather protection, so it doesn't rust.
He knows it better than me.
Mm-hmm. But this will take him the rest of the day. And so, as Brenna enjoys the fine dining experience with Lord Math Varen.
Oh yeah, I unfortunately have to peel away from Lord Varen for just a moment once we get a table, because I need to tell my stepfather something briefly.
Oh, what do you tell your stepfather?
I wanna hand him over that jewelry I nicked, and ask him to look into it for me.
Okay,
pretty please.
Please remind the GM which jewelry you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about the jewelry you took from Gemma's?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
That really interesting metal piece of jewelry.
Okay.
That I was like, that's different, but familiar. Yoink. And I took it when no one was looking.
Okay.
I give that to him.
So you give that to him to investigate. Yes. And then you go back to have the fine dining experience of...
It takes 5 minutes. It's not... Yeah, and then I go back to having... meal with Math, and I'll ask if any messages have arrived while I was gone.
Not as of yet.
You seen any apples?
No, but you get an acknowledgement of your. It's one of those, you got an acknowledgement of your letter, but there's no response to the request yet.
Noted. Yes, it was successfully delivered. Cool.
Yes.
Yep.
And
I'll have dinner. I'll have lunch with Math.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to take the break for the evening. And to answer your question, Simon, about what the DC will be, the DC will be 25.
All right, cool.
But you have to be it will be required to be specifically looking at the leg and not just a general awareness.
Yeah, no, it's just so I can write it in my notes. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to talk about something during break.
Okay. But we're going to take our break. Stretch, bio, do all of those good things. I'll run the ad break during break so that we can appease the Twitch overlords so that they don't try and run a pre-roll. Please and thank you. And we'll see you in a little bit, everybody.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We hope you refreshed, you stretched, you did all those wonderful things.
Nope.
And you are ready for the second half of this evening's experience. We're just going to go with experience, everybody. It's a term. So, you have dinner with Lord Maff.
I think
Lunch,
it's
really.
probably lunch, really.
Lunch.
Yes.
It is luncheon.
Yes.
So luncheon, yes.
Lunch
More
with
like-
Lord Maff.
Yes. And it's delicious, I hope.
Oh, it's very nice. It's very good.
Yes.
It is a very interesting...
I'll order a bottle of wine, because he seems like a wine guy. I'm not
Of
gonna lie.
course.
Yeah,
I mean, as long as it's done properly,
Yeah.
not in a
like
bad
I'll get like a
way.
nice Toussaint wine. He seems like he'd like a Toussaint wine.
I mean, you're
Toussaint
probably
does have
not
good wines.
wrong. It does. It does have good wines.
He looks at the wine. There's clearly mixed feelings about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a feeling, but I don't know if you picked up on that. How good are you?
Let's see. I'm gonna human perception. His opinions about this wine. That's not great even for me.
No.
Whatever. I don't care what he thinks about this wine. I like a nice Toussaint red.
See, they have so much in common. This is what I'm saying. I'm just saying they have a lot in common.
But
sure.
it is a nice wine. I don't order like the
No.
shittiest house wine. It's a nice wine. She has procured for lunch. Has no effect on her.
I mean, he enjoys it, but there's like a thing. You don't know what it is, but there's a thing.
Yeah, whatever.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just math, probably. So what do you know about Baldwin?
Yeah. Well, by the way, while I was investigating, what were you doing as part of your investigation?
Just looks at him. Well, I do have other personal business here in Mahakam that needed tending to, as well as preparing for things that might go wrong.
Yeah.
Components, things that need obtaining, preparations.
That's fair. Well, quite a bit I have discovered through my expertise and insight into the nature of things and the nature of the blood, of course. Through quite a bunch of diligence, I found out quite a few things, actually. So, first off, number one thing.
Mm-hmm.
These necrophages, which are, after all, creatures that roam the world, not to be just culled willy-nilly, acting on... They're being somehow controlled.
Which is very unnatural for them.
Yes, indeed, it is unnatural. And so they're being, in some ways, controlled. There's a situation about Baldwin we can discuss. Now, if we could get rid of whoever it is that is purposefully targeting Mahakam for destruction in some sort of nefarious way by upsetting the natural order of things, that would get the necrophages would subside. So they
yes,
themselves...
getting to the root of the problem is ideal.
Yes, indeed. Yes. So,
I could just there could be thousands of necrophages deep in the tunnels and mountains, and I am only one witcher.
Yes. So, first off, I don't know if you know this. Well, I probably shouldn't say it's none of my business, but this Gimner...
But I'm going to say it anyway, yes.
but this Gimner has been dealing with, well, apparently, according to the trial, some sort of higher vampire. I don't know what that's about, but also...
Yes. And I know him, actually.
Who?
The higher vampire.
You know the higher vampire?
I do.
Are you part of this conspiracy? You should tell me if you are.
Well, you see, he used the higher vampire to try to kill Ardzo and some of the other brothers, and so I've been traveling with Ardzo, and so the higher vampire tried to come and kill Ardzo, and we showed that it was all a ruse. to the higher vampire, so he wouldn't kill Arzo.
Oh. Good work there. No murder at all. All right.
She just glances to the... It's like someone probably walks by, she just glances to the side and is like, doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Well, you can't kill a higher vampire, so...
I suppose not. But I appreciate your restraint.
No, you really can't.
Well, yes. So, here's the thing. This fellow, Gimner...
Yes.
I believe his title's probably been revoked, so I don't have to use that. So Gimner has been... So, this is some sort of long-term plan.
Obviously.
No, quite long-term. Years in the making.
Does not surprise me.
Because he had some sort of magic wielder.
Mm-hmm.
Alter him.
Baldvin?
I don't know. Questionable. But, you know... What's the word? Alter him in some way. And this was done a few years ago for things, some sort of nefarious purposes, deception, sort of a magic...
Kind of alterations.
Oh, Tim...
Well, I was at the trial, wasn't I?
Yes, but he has not told anybody
Oh,
but Purga.
Okay. Okay. Then I will just
that's
be
her
like,
personal
what
business,
kind
right?
of alterations?
Oh. Alterations
you told Purga and Arzo didn't tell Brenna, but Arzo did tell Mesmo. When you went to the so that Mesmo was kind of aware of.
But Math
didn't mention it. No.
Yeah.
Because Math does not want to tell.
Then Brenna will just be like, "Good morning."
Yes, well, it's sort of complicated, but had to do with glamoring and making him
taking the face of someone else, making you seem like you are someone else.
Somewhat, yes. Not completely accurate, but something along those lines. But long-term sort of, let's say, genetic manipulation.
Checks out.
So, he has been doing this, and because dwarves cannot channel chaos, most likely my understanding is that he's been seen with, and I have actually seen with my own eyes through my mystical means, has been dealing with someone that he called Baldwin. Now, Baldwin is a priest of Veopatis, well respected. Yes, he died a few.
He did. Beheaded, burned at on the river. Yeah.
Did you know him?
No, but I've dealt with him since then.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Because he's a very well-respected priest. Yes, was a very well-respected priest of Veopatis. Someone who is, shall we say, for whom druids have much respect and have a vested interest. And if he's been brought back in some way, it's unclear, but I got to see a vision of him. I'd love to see what you knew about it.
I'll describe him.
Yes,
Silver fox, older beard, long hair, yeah.
Yes, that is him.
That was high this weight.
Yes. Did you get a whiff of the undead about him?
Interestingly, I did not.
Interesting.
But you're a druid.
Yes.
You know about Baldvin. There was a town, and I'll the name of the town is evading me right now, but I'll say the name of the place in the swamp that we started this whole adventure in.
Kagan.
Yes.
Kagan, thank you. Kagan, and we'll say this Baldvin. Not sure if it is actually Baldvin risen from the dead or someone taking his face, glamoring, one could say.
Yes. Question.
As Baldwin performed a very large ritual with some assistance of some people to render an entire village unconscious and drains their life force away slowly and accumulated somewhere else. After I disrupted this ritual, he came, tried to attack myself and my brother, one of them, and then teleported away.
Oh, well, that's not very druidic.
It is not or priest-like.
No. Well, someone has done something to him, although his body was, I was at the funeral.
Yes, well, you see, I was also very suspicious of the glamoring take someone else's form. However, I recently met a witcher who came back from the dead. Literally, there were
bad magic.
Yes, now that one did have the stench of necromancy. Not a lot, but it was there just a little bit.
Like a bit of a waft.
A waft of
like
necromancy.
The notes of oak in this wine.
You see, there was runes carved in on the internal organs, that when the witch died, they could be brought back to life.
Oh, this is the problem with mages, you know. Really.
Some mages.
Really, all mages are a problem because they deal with chaos, unlike druids, whose connection, our ability to do magic
Speaking
is connected
of
to
corrupt mages,
yes,
so there is one in particular who has been causing some problems, long-term, long-planning problems across multiple countries, really, even stretching as far as to entreat into my own household in Matina.
Oh, I'm so sorry, your lady.
Is Alzor.
Do I know of an Alzor? Not
I mean, I would say you would have heard of Alzor. How much you know about Alzor would be you would have to roll for. But Alzor is the head of the circle of mages. You know, his existence you may have heard of.
You've heard of him?
Yeah.
How much you know is a different story.
How much you know about him is a different story.
Alzor is one of the people who helped create, tinkered a lot with witches, and so if genetics were messed with, as you so say, he could definitely be involved. Even if he is not impersonating Baldwin and besmirching the name of that good priest of Veopatis.
Yes. So, listen, I don't care about many things, but I do care about Baldwin. And if he's being impersonated or in some ways, well,
he's either being controlled after having risen from the dead by this mage, or is being impersonated by this mage.
Yes. Either way, this must be
regardless
stopped.
It's not good.
No, but I should tell you that I was able to observe our Gimna from a few going back some time through his blood, which our dwarven friends were so happy enough to give me samples for. Quite a good amount of blood, as a matter of fact. It wasn't even just a small bit. It was a nice amount. It was a nice small mason jar worth of blood. Very useful to do some tests and all that. So he was giving Baldwin some sort of mineral powder as payment for this.
I'll describe dimeridium powder. Did it look like that?
No, because Math is a spellcaster and would have been affected.
That's true. That's true. In which case, what is that powder we've been fucking seeing everywhere? Besides the drug. I mean, it's the drug too. I'll describe the You
mean besides Fizztech?
Yeah, I'll describe Fizztech because it's that.
Nope, doesn't match the description.
Hellebore?
No, it was a mineral that was turned into a powder.
Interesting.
Hellebore's a plant.
It is. No, I'm just describing, there's been certain elements we've come into recurringly with this individual. So I was seeing if it's one of those, perhaps.
Well, now here's what I'm trying to say, is that I can bring you, you can accompany me to the place where they met secretly.
So that could be helpful.
Perhaps they left behind clues. But I will say that this Baldwin and Gimna was quite aware of the necrophage plot and seemed to be fine with it. So he was fine with treason.
Then it's probably Alzor's doing, and that Gimna was all just a part of it, another pawn.
Yes. He said something about being unclean. I assume this has something to do with, well, you know, the incident this morning, you know.
Curse?
Yes. But I don't know how he knew about it. There's something going on. Lord Razmi is going to go investigate people, bastards and some such. I don't know, some sort of revenge. Anyway, however, Gimna has enough premeditation that there's some sort of longer history going on, and he's willing to go and truck with mess with higher vampires, and
which is something you really don't want to make angry.
Yes, no. So, but nonetheless, so something's going on there, and this Baldwin has been here multiple times, meeting with him in secret.
Yes, I would really like to see the secret places they have been meeting.
Yes, as would I, but I wanted to wait for you to accompany me. I thought I'd bring you along.
So kind.
Yes, of course. It would be my pleasure. After all, you seem to be a witcher of some taste and refinement, and so therefore, you accompanying me would be something I feel like together, you and I could do great things.
But at least hopefully get to the root of this problem.
Yes, we have to find this Baldwin and free Baldwin of whatever shenanigans are befalling him, so that he can be back at rest in a natural state. If this is indeed somehow his body, if it's someone else pretending to be Baldwin, the question would be why. And also
to make him to use someone's good reputation and taint it terribly to their own ends.
The only problem is that this Baldwin figure was meeting up with Gimna in secret so that nobody knew. It's not really tainted very well. And
it
he's
could
also
also be so that Gimna wouldn't know who Baldwin really was.
Perhaps.
Now, he did very publicly in Kagan, so that was definitely a big thing.
But also, anyway, I find that there's some sort of mysteriousness about that. By the way.
So much mystery. You have no idea.
Oh, how fascinating. So, I would recommend.
This whole thing probably goes back at least 50 years.
Oh, fascinating. Well, I'm going to gather
Thinks about how long dad-in-laws or like a stepdad's been in the coffin. It's like at least 50.
I'm going to gather all this information to bring back to the circle. The circle will want to know all of this. This is important. If there's something that's going to threaten the natural balance of things, it must be stopped. And so I'm happy for you to team up with me in my endeavors to stop this threat to the natural order.
If you're done with lunch, let's get to it.
Yes. Good. Do you want a bebecane fruit tart before we leave?
Sure.
Yeah, on me.
He's just like, why the fuck not?
And he will order 4, 1 for him, 1 for the Countess, and then 2 for his wife and daughter.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. It's important to be civilized about things. I mean, not too civilized, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know what you
mean. Oh, I appreciate that about you.
Thanks, but it's just in Brenna's mind a montage of stabbings.
In his mind, it's a montage of like vloggers being thwarted. Just a slightly different idea of civilized,
A certain amount of uncivilized. She's like, yes, I know exactly how you mean.
I'm so sad you were not able to see me in action, stopping the violence in the dungeons bravely.
Tragedy, really.
Yes. If I have to, I can be brought to great acts of violence. But that's me.
I bet that's a sight to see.
Yes, but I hold back, I don't want to unleash my full power.
But sometimes it's good to unleash. That's when you know what you're fully capable of.
Oh, yes, but of course, you see, those who are lesser, not as powerful, they don't really appreciate.
I can only imagine. I get that a lot as a witcher, really.
Oh, yes, I imagine you might do. People who are not as capable or skilled or dangerous fear you because of your power.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes. I experience this all the time. People fear me because of my power.
Sure, that's it. Yeah.
Yes. But
look, 2 birds of a feather. Let's.
Yes, I suppose we are.
Fly off and investigate.
Yes, let us do. Did you enjoy the tart? It was
quite good.
Yes. So shall we?
So to make sure I understand correctly, you are going to begin investigating today.
At least that secret spot.
Okay.
Brenna still wants to hit like a laboratory and make some things, but she's like, hopefully the secret spot is just quick, pop in, pop out.
Oh, we have to travel underground.
How far underground is this? Do you think?
It's a bit of a walk.
It's within the city of Mahakam in the general concept of the city of Mahakam, so everything's underground. But it's not like in the caverns under the mountain further. But it's still a, you know.
It's not like, let's go way the fuck out to the middle of nowhere.
No. Well, it's...
Okay. It's out of the way.
It's out of the way. But it's not...
It's not like we have to take a bunch of provisions and rations and let's go hiking for a
It's probably more than an hour, right? Because it was a bit of a walk.
Yeah, but the point is still that it's where he could go and disappear.
We'll be back by dinner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, it's a location where he could go and come back.
Because Razmi said it would take him time to find a lab, so I imagine that we do this thing before dinner, we come back for dinner, I can make potions and oils and things, and my gear will be ready this evening, and then tomorrow we can really start, but this is just a... Look at this room.
You might want to take weapons and arms and all that sort of thing.
I have some.
Oh, well prepared, like it. So shall we, on our way out?
Rarely go anywhere without them. I might be surprised how often things try to jump out at you.
Yes. Do we need to drop off any information before we leave? We need to go to Lord Zerny's or Lord Mesmo's or Lady Purga's or Lord... I mean, there's...
She thinks, she's like, no. Left a message. I left a message with Lady Purga. I'm expecting a response. It has not yet come in, so hopefully by dinner there will be a response. I'll leave a note in case Arzo gets a hold of his senses, and I'll just... Because Arzo's got a key, so I'll just leave a note for him in the room.
She might... it might take her a while to get back to you. I think she's under some sort of distress. It has been quite a... I mean, I would imagine for people who have feelings, etc., 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 that's such a betrayal with these... Yes, well, I mean, those sorts of things.
Awful.
Yes, such a betrayal might distract one.
Well, if I don't hear back from advice this evening, I'll pop in the morning.
All right, then. We should probably tell Lord Mesmo that we are going off to our grand expedition so that they know...
That's fine.
He's the head of the council and everything.
Yes, you're right. What good protocol.
Yes. Sure, let us go. We're going to head over to Mesmo to let him know that we're leaving on our expedition.
Can I get one of you to roll Streetwise, because neither of you actually been to Mesmo's?
Yes.
Would you like to roll it, or should I roll it?
Well, I don't care about
How
streets.
Smart are you?
I'm quite smart, but I mean,
I'm not unsmart. You seem to be taking the lead here, so why don't you go ahead?
All right, then I shall. I'll just use 2 of my luck.
There you are.
Yes, I'll do it. Yes, 20.
It's going to take you a couple minutes, but you do manage to get someone to give you directions to Lord Mesmo's.
I have the Lady Witcher translate.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which I will do, because I can talk all the shit about him in Dwarven and he will never know.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to know other languages like that. I need to know the language of nature. Yes.
So, you can get the directions, you can get there, be there.
And we'll just sort of knock.
And what's going to happen is one of the servants will approach, introduce you, sorry, I'm reading something. So one of the servants will come in, bring you, and then as you ask for Lord Mesmo, he'll nod and go, he is currently in the forge. Come, and he will lead you around through the house, down the main hallway. There's a study off to one side, a formal dining room to another. There looks to be like a carved staircase that goes upstairs. Mm-hmm. And around through where you pass through what would be the kitchen, and then you can hear the ringing of the anvil from there. You know, Brenna.
Yeah.
I have a very important question for you.
Oh, wonderful.
What is the first thing you're going to do when you see Kadern standing around the forge of Lord Mesmo Gurney?
I've been thinking about this all episode. Based on, like, she's got some complicated, she's gonna make some faces. There's gonna be like some facial twitches. And then she's gonna pretend like he doesn't exist. Giving him the super mature silent, like, I pretend you're not there treatment. Like,
greetings.
she makes like definite contact, her face contorts a bit, and then she looks back at Mesmo, completely normal Brenna, and just pretends like he's not there.
So you to make sure I understand this correctly, you make eye contact, ensure that he sees you and knows that you are there, and that he knows that you are actively ignoring him.
Yes. Oh, 100%. Yes.
Okay. Just making sure that I understand how this works.
And the face contortions are not intentional. They are just a reaction to seeing him.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to human perception to know what they mean, but then she definitely is purposefully ignoring you.
You know I will human perception it.
Oh, you didn't fumble by 15 and roll a 4.
No,
I just rolled a very average roll.
Yeah,
you roll a 20, so
yeah. The thoughts going through her head is, Kadern, it's so good to fuck. No, that asshole. How dare he? But no. Glance. No. She's happy to see you. She's relieved you're alive, but she's also upset and doesn't know how to handle it. There's like multiple feelings happening and she doesn't know what to do, so she's just ignoring
I need to send Deirdre something.
Also, before you sent that message and she was like, asshole, you were kind of giving her flirting lessons. So she's correct. Just got all sorts of feelings. All sorts of feelings.
And Lord Math is just...
good. No. Terrible. But why? Oh, well, I mean, it's nice that no.
And I think Lord Math is just like, Lord Mesmo, it is so good to see you. Just like, not even like, that is
paying attention to all of the rest of what's going on
at this moment because she can't be bothered. She's like, yeah.
Just here to let you know that we'll be going on an expedition to help solve this problem that is plaguing both you and those who care about the natural world, which dwarves do, which is something that's great and wonderful about dwarven culture, that all the elder races appreciate nature. Nonetheless, the Countess and I will be going down into a dark and secret place to find out where our nefarious villains, the now deceased Gimna, and being the person claiming to be Baldwin, will be.
Can you step 3 feet to the left? I don't want to hit you with this. As he just pulls what he's been working on off the forge and goes to the quench and just right around.
Now it's just all
yeah, it's like he's not even caring.
He's talking. Yeah, she doesn't care either, and she'll wait for like there to be a moment of silence with the forge noises because that's not noise.
Yeah, that's like as he quenches the thing.
And they're just going. They're going to Gimna's secret hiding spot where he met Baldwin.
Oh, good to know. Kadern, this is Lord Math Varen. Kadern, Brenna.
I am.
Look at him.
Lord Math Varen, Master Druid of the Druidic Circle of Caed Mikved. And you are, I'm sure you've heard of me. It is a pleasure to meet you. And you are... Kadern. No last name?
2 seconds. Something. But that would have been like a week ago anyway.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes.
So I'm just going to buy 3 times the
yes.
stuff that burns. Before I answer, actually,
as you're talking
to Lord Mesmo, Brenna would hear in her mind.
Asshole.
They're just like wah, wah,
Oh.
wah, wah, wah.
It's
background.
fine, Brenna. You can look all you want.
You just see like her jaw clench and her lower lip like pout, just a jaw clench and a pout, and like a little bit tighter in the shoulders.
And
like,
he's just holding.
Still doesn't look at you.
He's just holding like a vial of blood like that, but his mouth is not moving.
Mm-hmm. She doesn't know. She to look at you to know. She knows you're in her head.
And then yeah. Turn around, Math. Sorry, what?
Yes. And you are Kader, no last name, is that correct? Or do you have a last name?
Kader Novadern, your Lord Math.
Yes, Lord Math of Magturga.
Ah, the Squirrel King. Yes. Hi, Mesmo's been talking about you.
Oh, good, yes. I am a bit of an expert.
And she can't help it when you say, "Oh yes, the Squirrel King." Just the barest, like the pout, just smirks for a half second before it goes back down, because that's funny to her.
And you are
passing by. On my way home, not wanting to get involved in all of this playing in people's blood thing. I've bled enough for a lifetime.
All right. No one invited you anywhere. Yes.
No. Yet.
Why would we invite you? Are what, a craftsperson or a beggar, or what do you do?
He's a mage that was traveling with Arzo and I.
Oh, so you are acquainted with the Countess, Her Eminence. Interesting.
Still not looking at him.
Yes, you could say that. I am acquainted with her and Arzo. And also, I am not a beggar.
Well, I wouldn't know. You did not introduce yourself properly. It's hard to know unless...
Why would I introduce myself to someone who's cosplaying as a bird?
I am Lord Math Valren.
Please show me your signet ring. Show me your paper of peerage. Show me, well, what is it? Is it written on like birch tree bark or something?
I'm sorry. You are what, a mage? Is this correct?
And it just has the smallest of coughing fits.
So, as a mage, a person who dabbles in chaos in a way that is unstable.
Ooh, I would watch my words if I were you, Lord Math. I do not dabble.
Oh, don't
and
you?
The only reason you all can still do your magic is thanks to me.
Brenna will begrudgingly nod, like, yeah.
My magic comes from the earth, not whatever it is that you do. So I don't.
Oh,
and also,
God. Oh, no. The uneducated theories about magical properties.
Oh,
your earth magic is chaos. It permeates the land. It was there before. Yes, no, it's not.
Yes, it actually is
the exact same thing.
I
have a library of books.
Yes, books made by civilized people who don't know anything at all. Yes, indeed. But
books made by elves.
Yes, my magic comes from before the convergence. I am tied to the land in a way that is natural and that is in harmony with the world about us, unlike whatever it is that you do with your living in, I don't know, whatever it is that you live in. Some sort of place made of the dead carcasses of trees or something.
Realizes that this is more torture for Kadarn than it ever would be for Brenna, and goes, Kadarn, you want to go to a secret hiding spot that might be one of Alzor's?
I don't know. Is the Squirrel Man going to come with us?
I'm not a Squirrel Man. I'm actually Lord. Have you not heard of me, or are you too...
Wait.
Oh, have you not
heard of me? Thank you. Now it is time for the reputation off. Please, both of you roll your reputation.
Oh, God.
And remember that little thing that you got thrown in on, Kadarn?
I don't know. The only reputation I have right now is I have a reputation level 1, and then I have +2 reputation infamy with mages.
Yes, and you should, yes.
Oh, you want?
But I'm not a mage.
No.
No, and the +2 is not in there.
No, and the +2 is not. But Lord Maff, you have heard of Cadarna Mage. It's vaguely there, but it isn't enough to permeate your brain. Cadarn, you have no idea about this dude.
But you have heard of him.
But you have heard of him.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. You depending on when you heard about me, I
traveled a lot.
Nothing you heard is probably good. Is all I'm saying. I think the best would have probably been, have you ever traveled to a brothel before?
Weren't you that? Are you the Cadarn who won some sort of orgy competition back in your schooling days?
I see my reputation precedes me. Yes, I am.
Interesting. Well, if the Countess wishes you to accompany she and I on our joint mission.
Yes, valuable insight on Alzor.
Well, he can watch us as masters work, and perhaps he can learn something in the process.
You know what? I would love to just stand back and learn from a druid. I have never seen a druid, I don't know, teleport across the world, but I would love to see how you peasant move about.
Well, I imagine, my dear Cadarn of the orgies, I move about quite a bit better than you. And he points to your leg.
Oh shit, 2 seconds.
Because Maff is a very nice person.
And at this moment, I'll just take a glance at Mesmo to see what he thinks of all this.
Mesmo's keeping his mouth shut, but his
eyebrows up to here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only reason Brenda's isn't is because she knows both of these people to a certain extent. Like, she knows Cadarn pretty well, and she knows enough about Maff to know.
Kitten, move. Get out.
It says no.
Yeah, well, he's been this whole time. This is a very, very low blow for someone who's supposed to be of the upper crust of society.
I'm just noting if you need help, mobility.
I don't need help.
We'll say, to be fair, he did lose that leg, probably saving my life.
But I think also, as I say that, and you say, I will get up, move my legs off the table, get up, and just face plant because it's the first time I'm using the new implement.
Oh no.
Well, I don't think Mesmo's finishing at this point, and so he turns and he just kind of hands it to you.
Thank you. Strapping it up. It's not the first time I have to strap stuff to myself.
It's apparently a problem with being a mage and not a druid.
Oh, because you can regrow your lost limbs?
No, we are just more in harmoniousness with the earth.
And at this point, Brenna will look at you like, yeah, this fucking guy, right? And then she remembers she's ignoring you and looks away, and it's just like,
wait, you're from Mag Turga.
Yes, that's right.
Not Metna. Okay. So you are not aware of the giant forest fire that happened a couple of weeks ago?
Am I aware of the giant forest fire that happened a couple of weeks ago, since I do travel?
Since you do travel, and it was along the main road to Beauclair and Belhaven.
It was on the way to Mahawk. It was past, I believe.
Well, no, it was between Kagan. No, it wasn't past Kagan. It's between Kagan and Belhaven.
It was the second. It was the second to last episode, the penultimate episode.
And Kagan.
It was between Belhaven and
I would have probably tried past by it. Actually, right?
You would have seen. You may have seen the remains.
Yes. How bad was it?
Well, let's see. We did the math. It ends up being I think it ended up being excessive of 1,500 acres.
Yes, actually, I did
Lights.
pass by that. That was some sort of great evil. And the destruction,
I know.
trees and nature of that level could only be done by someone who is despicable and has no inner soul.
You
And were
didn't.
I to
You
find
all you know
out-
is that it's a fire. You don't know what caused it.
No, but that's okay.
No,
It's like
If I
the
could
fire
find-
has to be caused by evil. It was so terrible.
Yeah, if I could find whatever did that, most likely some sort of human, I bet.
Oh,
Really?
humans have no respect for
They
nature
do.
whatsoever.
Now,
But the mage you are searching for,
you
this
said a mage did it, you think?
she talked about Alzor, so I
Alzor.
figured you were already aware, given your giant brain,
Yes.
that yeah, it's his fault.
You think Alzor burned down this forest?
Brenna says nothing. Brenna says
Alzor,
absolutely
the
nothing.
mage reputed, the mage reputed to have invented the calling down lightning from the sky spell. Yes. How do you think you start a forest fire? By striking a match?
I would like to roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
I would like to roll deduction because I do not think that Math would have any reason to suspect that he's lying or
The one who
or
started it?
or any way sort of connected. So I think I would like to roll deduction to see if I feel like this might be a useful theory.
Should I like? Yeah.
No,
Okay.
this is based on his understanding of whether or not he agrees with the theory. Yes.
Yes.
Go
But I
ahead and
wouldn't do
roll.
a human perception, but I would do a deduction. 21.
So a 21. You know that there was no accelerant used.
Hmm.
And based on the burn pattern, you wouldn't have, would you have gone off the road to investigate?
Absolutely, because I have to try
Okay.
to help the trees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This
okay.
is important.
Then you would have found. Then you would have found
What
that there
was
was but that's the point. Is you would have found that there was a central location that was struck by something. It could have been a lightning strike. It could have been, now whether that lightning strike was natural or caused by someone else, you don't know. But it spread from a central location and went out.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna say because there's a 5-foot radius of like unburned shit.
No. Well, yes, a 5-foot radius of unburned shit, but that wouldn't have remained after you left because the fire would have spread.
Yeah.
Right? Because the
Would have been
action.
less burnt.
It might have been less burnt, but you don't know how it would have looked after the fact.
Interesting. I tell you, I'm
you're
going to
not
be
sure if it
working on
happened
this.
if it happened naturally or naturally.
And this is how we get the druids.
But it's not
of-
wrong. It's not inherently a bad argument.
When I think about this, do I think it's plausible that this was caused by a mage?
When you think about it, you believe that it was probably caused by a strike to the ground, likely some sort of lightning. If it was a mage that called that lightning, you wouldn't have had any reason. They're like, you don't get to have the magical ability to find out whether or not it was magically cast or not.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't have known.
But it's plausible.
But it's plausible, right? It's like, it is, for your understanding, it is plausible. It is a sound theory. It's not wrong. And it might explain some inaccuracies about the spread outward.
And this Alzor did indeed invent lightning. Business.
Well, I mean, he did not invent lightning in itself,
Well,
but
not
yes,
lightning
he
in
is
itself,
he
yeah.
is well known for casting lightning.
Interesting. Well, I will be working over time so that I might be able to discuss with the still living trees what happened. I'll need
Some
more
mage guy
research.
did it.
Some research on that. I spent some time before I got here. I was a bit delayed because I had to try to help those trees and that forest as much as possible. When the forests die, well, we cannot even imagine. But if this Alzor was involved, which is a plausible theory.
He should be put to death.
Yes, he should. Anyone who would do that should be put to death.
I
This
mean,
Alzor. There's no excuse for the destruction of nature to that level. And if this Alzol did it, he shall feel my wrath. Thank you for that tip.
Oh, hey, I am, as you have heard, very good at giving the tip.
Yes, I actually have heard that. Yes, well, you are allowed to accompany us as we go to this meeting spot.
I'm just going to turn to Brenna. This is just the meeting, right?
A spot that they met at frequently, yes.
Underground. There may be
necrophages. We are.
I thought I should warn you. But if your sort of chaos magic is not good enough, well, I can understand why you might be too afraid to go down there.
Chaos magic? No, that's not the... Where's Arzo?
Oh, he's, it's that time of the month. Early.
It's not supposed to be the time of the month. So where's Arzo?
Tomorrow. I just give him a look that's like, yeah, it's not supposed to be. That's right.
It was something a bit nefarious, by the way.
Not just something nefarious. He's not supposed to turn.
Yes, but he did.
Oh, and I point at Mesmo. He knows.
Yeah, he was. You remember seeing him
she just wants to make sure. She doesn't know if he was allowed in. But yes, he's having a bit of a Wolverine problem at the moment. He can't. Arzo can't be reached. It's all curse, no Arzo right now. He'll turn out of it eventually. Tomorrow night should definitely at least snap him out of it for sure. Because that's when it's supposed to.
It was triggered. It was some sort of trigger, is what I would say.
Then I guess I will follow until tomorrow, so that I can talk to Arzo before I go back home. Oh, and Brenna.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the coma carriage?
You were in it.
Oh, where's the other carriage?
Yeah. I have it. I had to take it into. We took it here to Mahakam.
Oh, okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure.
Yep. No, don't worry. It's here.
Yes, I have things to bring home with me.
Home. How's Yanto?
I don't live with Yanto. We separated ways.
I'm picking up. I roll a 13, which means I say, "Will you two an item? Aren't you married, Countess?"
I am married. We're not an item.
I'm just gonna put 2 points of luck in that Yanto lie.
Nope. You can't roll again. You can't.
No. This was not. My 13 was just for their vibe.
Yeah, no.
But again,
this is for Brenna.
But again, it's a PvP roll.
Yeah.
You can't.
But it's still a crit, which would be 27.
So it's a 27, but.
Yeah, no, we parted ways. I reminded him too much of the events. I did keep a little eye on him, but.
I was going to give you a note or something to take back or whatever.
I can have a messenger send him a note.
You know where he is?
Kind of.
Unresolved sexual tension is my guess.
You know, I'm starting to like Lord Math.
Why wouldn't you? I'm Lord Math.
I look at him like, you don't. You really don't.
Anyway, this, and I hand you the vial, Brenna. That is something I made for you.
It's blood.
I'll take the vial back. It's Bruxa blood. And while I have it in my hand, I'm just going to say, without moving my mouth telepathically, it won't let you read people's mind, but you can talk to us without having to make a word. Call it like a privacy file. Oh, also, the magic only works if you display it prominently on yourself.
Thank you. She's like, where the hell am I gonna stick this?
Please carry this. Please carry this vial. Oh, there's like a like a twine around it so you can wear it.
I'm gonna have
but
like
it's
two
like because it needs for the magic to work. And by the way, it also gives you
oh no,
you
I don't
now
like
have
that giggle.
a +1 reputation as a slayer of vampires.
Oh no. Okay. I'll write that down.
Mage Kadan, no, just Kadan. I'm going to give you.
Yeah, not Mage Kadan.
Are you squeamish?
Not really. He vivisected me once. I wouldn't.
Yes,
say so.
I literally played inside her.
Yes, but no. Are you squeamish about your own blood?
Did you have to say it? Why'd you have to say it like that?
Again, I think
because
it's up on the unresolved sexual tension.
I just look away. Like I should never have introduced you to. This was. I take it all back. I thought this would be torment for Kadan. This is a mistake.
So, are you squeamish about your own blood?
I look down at my leg. I have been fairly acquainted with my own blood.
Excellent. I, Lord Math Varen of Magturga, Master Druid of the Circle of Cade Mirkvid, will give you a present so that you can understand the glory of druidic magic if you are so inclined. I'm willing to give you an insight into your future.
You're not doing any creepy blood magic in my forge, please.
Oh. Right.
I will say yes. Matt.
You should. It's a fun time.
But also, why do I get the feeling that every word you say bores you?
Oh, I find myself quite interesting. Myself, that is. Yes, so we could do this when we're underway.
Nice. Where do you need to go?
We're going to travel to a secret meeting space. Once your leg is done, well, good, let's go then, shall we?
Oh, no, I meant, okay. So it's not nowhere known, I guess. It's a secret meeting place.
That's what I said.
Who knows of the secret meeting place?
Well,
that's technically filled with
probably
necrophages.
And
Baldwin, as far as we know, Baldwin and Gimner.
Who's dead, by the way.
Yes, as is Baldwin.
Probably due to Alzon.
Baldwin.
It was probably Baldwin.
And me. I know of it.
At the mention of the word Baldwin, Kadarn decides not to just open up a portal to there because we might have need of
a portal back out. I'm getting access to a lab later to make things, but I think this would be a good investigative jaunt beforehand for my preparations.
What do you need a lab for?
Well, cursed oil would be nice. I would like some more perhaps full moon potion. Swallow wouldn't be a bad thing to have.
Swallow is never a bad thing. Yeah, I do not have any alchemical tools with me.
No, it's okay. You have them in the carriage.
I was gonna say I have them in the carriage. I can just set them up in the room.
Because
I forgot. I forgot we nicked Javik's whole lab.
If you just give me a few.
That wasn't the only
hours.
Lab you nicked. You nicked the
Yanto's.
lab from Eleanor's house.
And also Yanto's place.
And also Yanto's place. There are 3 houses worth of shit in that carriage.
I've got labs. Look, that carriage is stuffed. People look at that carriage and they see like those like, you know, those cars when you pass by in the parking lot and they're just like filled. You're like, ooh. That's probably what people see when they look at this carriage. Like, nice carriage. Oh, never mind. Because it's just so full of junk. You know what?
But if
alchemy might not be a bad idea first, just for some blade oil.
How much of in a hurry are you?
Well, I mean, not particularly. I'm getting more weapons tonight, so.
I would like to point out that a master craftswoman dwarf is most likely kidnapped and perhaps even still alive at this moment. The more we tarry, although she might be dead by now. I mean, if you all don't have any sort of sense of urgency about the life of a dwarven craftswoman, I suppose that's none of my affair.
No, that is why I was asking if there was a sense of urgency or not.
Brenna has she's gonna try the telepathy thing to Kadern. She's gonna think real hard at Kadern and be like, well, I don't have a sense of urgency.
You know that when Karen's like, you seem like you're bored when you say things, it did not really seem like he had a sense of urgency, but he recognizes that some people apparently do. So he, you know.
So no one's in a hurry for anything.
I mean, he's in a hurry about something. It's just not necessarily.
I mean, I would like to be a little more prepared than when they popped out of the ball of Razmi's workshop when I was talking about getting new weapons.
Well, if we can afford 15 minutes.
I know you wanted some things from the carriage anyway.
Yeah, but that would be to bring them back home. If you want me to craft you an oil, I can probably create an oil.
This was the divorce.
I just motion at the house that we're in. I'm like, where the fuck would I fit it?
You could pockets. I don't know how you got here. You could have driven in from outside.
I got here actually by being a
chaos mage.
Incredible person.
So it's in Adarn.
Somewhere in Adarn, yes.
You sold it, didn't you?
What was I going to do? Live in a carriage for the rest of my life? It's not yours anyway. It's your husband's.
And therefore mine. Kind of, by proxy. But it's fine. I'm just keeping the coma carriage. The not coma carriage.
Would you rather keep Confidant or the carriage?
Of course I'm keeping Confidant. Are you threatening Confidant? She
no, then that means
goes like, whoop.
Then that means you don't care about the carriage.
I care about Confidant a lot more than I care about a lot of people. So.
I know.
And this whole conversation is happening inside their brains. And so
no, this one's out loud.
What is
the thing with the, by the way, just quick interjection. The thing with the telepathy, it only works one way with the Bruxa trophy.
Ah.
She can talk to us in our mind, but we can't answer.
But you have to mage talk back.
I don't have telepathy.
Oh, it's because you were holding the Bruxa pen. I see. I see. She's
what's Confidant?
He's my horse.
Oh, your horse.
It's a very good horse.
Might I see your horse?
I mean, sure, we're going back to get things from the carriage.
All
Why
right.
do you want to see him?
I just want to make sure.
I don't know, probably to marry him.
No, that your horse is in good. Your horse is doing well.
Of course he's doing well. She looks offended that you imply he might not be well.
Of course he's doing well.
That's the first look of offense you've seen her have.
Kept underground without the light of the sun and nothing fresh to eat. Yes. Doesn't take a druid to know that horses aren't supposed to be under the mountain in Mahakam.
He's in a stable at the inn.
You two have a very complicated relationship, clearly.
God, let's just go, shall we?
Yes. All right.
And Brenna will lead on.
So Brenna is going to lead you
a little stompily.
Where particularly are you heading?
You know what? She's gonna swagger off. No, because she doesn't want to give Math ideas. She's gonna stomp off.
Where are you heading?
The inn.
You're heading to the inn to go to the carriage.
A lab set out of the carriage to set up in.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Can I just?
Yes.
Brenna stormed off from Mesmo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Brenna storms off. What does Math do?
It's gonna just follow because she's leading.
Okay, so Math goes out after Brenna. Yeah.
I just wanted to walk up to Math very briefly before he leaves. Because I'm going to stay I'm going to stay a few feet behind afterwards because I'm going to turn and say goodbye to Mesmo, but I'll just go up to Math when Brenna's out of earshot and just mutter, she wants me so bad.
Oh, yes, I'm not surprised.
Do I hear it?
You can roll because you're a witcher and you have that godly level of awareness. Please do. Again, you can't add luck to this.
No.
Do I need 17. To roll something?
No, because this is your.
Rolled a 2. Ew.
Yeah, you don't. You hear sounds.
I hear him I hear something being muttered, but I don't know what it is.
Says.
I'm just like, whatever. Probably something snarky anyway.
Mav turns to Kader and goes, I see. Yes, this makes sense. This says to me one thing about our countess. This says to me that she is a woman, great integrity, that she fights her feelings for you because she is married.
Stop talking.
Yes, I suppose you're right. You don't really deserve my wisdom. Come, let's go.
I'll turn around. I'll thank Mesmo. I'll be back. It's not like distances were a problem for me.
Mesmo turns and looks at you and goes, "Oh, well, I'm going to open the book, by the way."
Which book?
The betting on who murders him first, you or her.
Oh, yes. By the way, you saw the dagger I left you.
I did.
Does that make me a journeyman now?
Did you make it by yourself?
Yeah, entirely by myself.
That one you have to roll for.
No, I made it by myself.
No, you didn't. You made it with Ardzo. Ardzo made it, and then you took it and brought it back. The beginning of season 2.
Ardzo just helped me on the roll.
No, remember you failed it having Ardzo help you, and then you...
God damn. You know what? That's when I'm going to put 2 of my luck.
That's fair. You can 22. Do that. He goes, all right.
Nice.
Yes, it counts as a journeyman.
That is all I needed. I will see you again, Mesmo.
Uh-huh.
Also, make sure your brother doesn't kill anyone and no one kills your brother.
Which one? Ardzo? That's the easy one. Zerny?
Ardzo. I don't know the others.
You know Zerny.
You know Zerny.
You traveled with Zerny.
Orgy Zerny.
Orgy. Orgy Zerny. The Organizer.
No, just Ardzo.
Zerny the Organizer.
See, what we just learned right now is that Kader wants to make sure there's no competition for his title. So he's okay if Zerny just, gets taken out.
If the Organizer gets taken out, there'll be a role for the new Organizer.
I am the best mage of Banard because no one can contest it. I will be the best at fucking people because no one can contest it.
That you know of.
What? Bold claim.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you make the rolls for the alchemy, but I think that's where we're going to end for tonight and wait until next week to go into the actual.
That sounds great.
And next week, if you want your craftsman, you can have your craftsman, because your craftsman will be available to make sure that you don't die.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Can I stab Kader while we're waiting?
You have to ask him for that. That's consensual issues.
May I stab you?
I turn around. I'm sorry, what?
While the witch is doing her business, I'm willing to give you a blessing, but I need to cut you.
How deep and with what?
With this dagger right here. Not so deep. I just need to fill a little bit of this bowl. It'll be fun.
Not like I haven't bled enough already. Sure, go ahead.
Come witness natural magic based in the earth. Here, marvel at nature. I will, cut your forearm to have you drip in this blood, and we'll sort of burn some incense and set it on fire and sort of gaze into this bowl. Do you see the possibilities ahead of you?
Just a sec. I need to check something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to speak to cast any spells. I could just try to dispel your thing.
You could.
But I'll let you do it.
What is your will?
Okay.
10.
Okay. I will put. I've got 6 luck left. I'll put all the rest of my luck in it.
Oh, because it's like will times 3.
No, I avoid all things that are will times 3 because that's like impossible to hit without a crit. Most of the time, I find if it's will times 3, I just never pick that one up. But it's will. It's 10 plus will. You now may get a +2 on any one roll that that you make before the next sunrise.
Which you can keep for next session.
Yeah.
Unless you choose to use it for your alchemy rolls. What are you attempting to make?
I'm about to make now. I'm attempting to make necrophage oil because we know there's a mountain full of necrophages.
Yep.
I'm also going to try to make a full moon potion and a swallow potion.
Okay.
So that's an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, but we're narratively, yes.
Yes.
In that time period, I'm like bleeding you a little bit and doing a lot of.
Yeah, because he's got to do his ritual, and you said you wanted to do a little alchemy too, maybe. So. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's because I would have done the alchemy for you.
Oh. Well, you could do one of the alchemies if you want.
I can't benefit from it, but the thing is
how good's your alchemy?
My alchemy is I use distillation for it. So I've got a +10.
Oh, okay.
But if it works, it's half again as good as it was.
It improves the quality.
Yeah, so if I make your oil, for instance, instead of +5, it's going to be +7.
Okay, yeah, the oil's a pretty low DC, so yeah. My other ones, the swallow is regen. I'm gonna make the full moon one because I have a base 14 alchemy, and that's a DC 20. So
yeah, because I would need to roll a 6 to succeed at distillation. And we do not have an hour, correct?
We do.
You do.
We're not pressed for time.
Yeah, I'm looking at something.
Sure.
I just want you to know that Math is very, very mysterious and druidic when he does this ritual. It's very impressive.
I'm gonna roll for the full moon one.
Go ahead and roll for the full moon, and
I'm gonna use my last 3 points of luck on it because I want to succeed on this. This is a very good one. Alchemy +3. Fingers crossed. Yes.
There you
got
go.
A full moon. All right, let me mark that on my sheet. There we go. 1.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'll use the 2 more of my luck. And the +2 from
Lord Math.
Because why not? If it works, I might start trusting in your magic.
It's natural, from the we were learned.
Is Lord Math the worst of the vegans?
I feel like he's not the worst of the vegans, but he's close because I feel like he eats meat because that can be natural if it dies if you do it like you gotta like respect the animal, like there's a whole thing. So he's like one of those people who's like, the way I eat meat's probably fine, but the way you eat meat is probably not fine.
So yeah, it's a +7 damage.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
Instead of +5. Actually, no. I'll ask you the choice. Either the blade oil lasts for 45 minutes and it does +5, or it's half an hour and it does +7.
Let's do half an hour +7.
Yeah.
All right. So, with your alchemy
one more
setup, one more to do.
Okay, I'm just writing them down as I go, so I know I forgot. I don't forget anything, because I will. Let's go. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so with all of your alchemy, with your blood being taken, all of these preparations, and the possibility of being assisted future by Lord Durin, because police for the success. We're going to end for tonight. You are prepared to sneak off to the perhaps secret meeting spot of where Gimner met Baldwin. But that will be next week as we are going to end a little early for us tonight, just a little bit. And we're going to let everyone go around, say where you can find them, don't give the shout outs, do all that good stuff, and share some love, share some great love with everybody. And we'll go, we'll start with Simon tonight. How you doing? How you feeling? How's Kadarin doing?
Hello, hi, I'm Simon. I'm great. I'll share the love immediately with Lord Math. Because, everyone has been telling me for the last 5 weeks, Lord Math, Lord Math, Lord Math. And I've tried as much as I can. I did listen in on a few of the streams from time to time. But since I was writing, I can't really have other voices at the same time because then
math experience.
No, that's it. Because I found myself often typing what you guys were saying. That kind of doesn't work. But yes, it's going to be horrible to have the three of us traveling together.
Yes.
In the best way. But also, shout out to Brenda's reaction.
Oh? Not what you were expecting?
I had zero expectations.
Oh.
I did not know at all. How we were gonna meet back, what was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that was very interesting.
How old is Kadarin?
88.
Oh, I thought he was older than that.
Nope. No, he's young.
None of us are in the triple digits club.
That's not true.
He is young.
Lord Durin is.
Okay, Ardzo's not. The original group.
No.
Yeah.
Ardzo's actually younger than Kadarin.
Yep. Yeah. I think he's still older than me.
He is. He's older than Yanto.
I'm the baby.
Yeah.
At 53.
Yeah. I think the oldest character I've ever made in Witcher was around 120.
God, it's forever to roll when you want to be 220.
Yeah, we missing out on them.
Also, half of the people that are dead, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find me tomorrow on my channel, twitch.tv/WanderingDM at 8:30 p.m.
For what?
Well, I'm pointing over there, but I have no idea who they are on the overlay. For Vampire the Masquerade, Montreal by Night. Episode 6, where I believe, if I remember correctly, there's a pissy Ravnos
who just scared a person who's running out into the street.
Who just scared someone shitless by ramming their face into a fresh graffiti they had just started painting.
No, that was earlier, and then when I scared the individual, I was the druggie. I made him think about his mom and how much his mom was very upset with his life choices.
Oh yeah, right. The guy in the park. Yeah. No, I had the events in reverse. But they were still looking for this special guy, True Witness QC, who is apparently in possession of a video that proves that vampires are real. And then you can find me again on Saturday for some Scion, Birth of the New Gods, at 1 p.m. Eastern. Back here next Sunday for Witcher.
Indeed. Well, thank you for that, Simon. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of that. Next up, hey Trooper, how are you? How are you feeling? How's Lord Math?
Oh, I'm feeling excellent, and Lord Math is feeling pretty good too, because the mage, who doesn't have as good of magic as he does because it's not as natural, has understood.
It's not free range organic.
It's not free range organic magic like his. And it's clear now that Kadarin understands that. And so, Lord Math is feeling really good. Like, he and the Witcher are equals and are going on an investigation together, and Kadarin is tagging along, and he's feeling great. Because of how wonderful everything is going. It's good times. And I'm doing well because I was so excited to have Kadarin and also Brenna back, and it was everything I could ever want, ever. ever. It was everything I could ever want. That's what I want to say. And you can find me, today is what, Sunday? Monday for Vampire over at Simon's channel. Wednesday at 8 p.m. over at Laugh Love Lindy's channel. Lindy and I are going to be finding out what happened to our characters, Livewire and Zarina, from Aether's Walkway, with a one shot of a game called Picking Up the Pieces, which is about two people who had a terrible breakup in their relationship and whether or not they'll be able to get back together again. We'll find out.
I have a very important question. Does it count as a breakup when you ghosted her?
I don't
pretend and faked your death.
I feel like ghosting is not appropriate when somebody fakes their death. I feel like faking your death is way worse than ghosting.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's like the next level above it. You know what I mean? I feel like ghosting is
okay, but does it count as a breakup, or is that, just avoiding the issue?
Well,
I think when one party believes the other to be deceased, and therefore uneligible of continuing to date, yes, I think so.
But I don't think that's a breakup, right? Because a breakup implies that it's either a mutual choice or someone dumped someone else.
I think he dumped me when he decided to pretend to be dead. That's what it felt like when I found out he wasn't dead.
That's her position, is that yes, it was a breakup.
Yes.
And
the general consensus was yes.
And then Friday at 7 p.m. over on my channel, there'll be the epilogue for City of Light and Shadow, where we got 6 players coming back to go and talk about all about it. And then of course Sunday for more Witcher, because we're gonna go and investigate. It's gonna be
going to have the Lord Math experience and investigation. I'm looking forward to this so much.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh, sorry everybody. Don't know why I got so yawny just a minute ago. It's okay.
They're contagious.
Yes, they are. It's an empathetic response. Lindy, welcome back. We're glad you're here.
I'm jet lagged. I'm here, and this is my first streamed tabletop RPG since getting back, and it makes me so happy. I missed Brenna and Kadern and Math and Ardso, and I did miss Ardso and Razmi tonight because they were not here. But oh my gosh, so much fun. Gosh, love. I'm gonna give love out first because again, I don't want to forget. Just for Math being Math. I think their lunch was good. But I think my favorite was once we were outside of the cell that we managed to trap Ardso in, and we were talking in front of Mesmo, and Mesmo was like, "We're not paying. This isn't his jurisdiction." And I was like, "No, I'm in charge." But I was like, I've dealt with nobles. Let's see how I can make this amenable to all parties. And then did. Shockingly, Brenna has some diplomacy skills. They're not on the sheet. They mostly involve in just being like, yep, here's just the tiniest bit of ego stoking, and it worked. And then in Dwarvish being like, yeah, I think I'll handle him. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just pray for me. I loved that. And also Kadern coming back. I personally, as much as Brenna has conflicted feelings about it, I personally thought it was great and loved it. And I also just liked how Kadern was like playing it all cool. Brenna walked in and was just like, oh, yeah, Brenna, and like taunting her a little bit. And she's like, no, I'm ignoring you. I'm ignoring you. I just thought it was a cute little moment. And then Math is like, oh, sexual tension. And Brenna's like, no. It's
incredible how like Math picked up on the same thing that Yanto picked up on.
I know.
Like, in different ways, though.
Yes.
In different ways. Completely different ways.
Yanto was trying to make it happen, and Math assumes that it already happened.
Yes, and I just love it. I love it so much. I think it's going to be a hoot on going on an investigation with these three, because they're all at each other's snarky throats, in a manner of speaking, and I'm here for it. Poor Ardso, when he has to endure it. Bless him and imbue him with strength, because he's gonna need it. But you can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy. You'll find us tomorrow for our game, the new batch, Armandi's Exandria campaign, where I think we might be getting into the bulk of the, starting the main campaign this week. We finished our little, get up to level 4 side adventures so we can start the meaty quest, which is Journey to the Radiant Citadel. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun adventure. I get to get back into the metallic shoes of Glass Cannon. And on Tuesday, we have our Stargate Flames of Hope game where we go on our first Stargate mission. First mission through the Stargate, and it's a rescue mission to save one of the other Stargate teams. It will probably only go poorly, and I cannot wait to try that new system with a new world to explore.
So
and it's
I have to ask.
Yes.
Do you have the Stargate mission bingo sheet?
I do not.
I think you need it. You can find it online.
I will look for it.
The free space is
the sheet with all our episode titles for the season.
No, the free space is always why are there always trees?
Because we're shooting in Vancouver. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Or it's desert. There's no in between. It's like trees or desert.
Exactly. But it is hilarious, and it's all based on Richard Dean Anderson quotes from about, traveling through the Stargate, which is hilarious because Richard Dean Anderson is hilarious.
I'm here for it. I need to find that. I will use it during the game. Maybe that can be a fun thing Chat can follow along with.
Yeah, that could be fun.
I'm very excited for the new campaign. And of course, on Friday, on Wednesday, we're going to have the picking of the pieces that Trooper mentioned, and it's going to be fun. Oh gosh, I don't know how it's going to end. I have no clue, and it's going to be very exciting. I need to read how that game works before Wednesday, and make an overlay. And on Friday, that's a good reminder for me. We have our wrap up of Colas, and I'm probably going to cry. So watch that. That's me.
Yes, Pope actually clarifies. Technically, it's Stargate drinking bingo, but you don't have to drink with it. You could just have bingo. But it is called Stargate drinking bingo.
I'm Googling it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
But as for me, hey y'all, I am at Dear Gentleman on Twitter, or Proxywrath Esmiophoria is to see me around here on Twitch. Thank you for being here tonight, everyone. I really appreciated it. Thank you for my wonderful players. It was great to have the Lindy and Simon back again, experiencing the wonder that is Lord Math. As for me, you can find me tomorrow with Trooper as I get to be on the other side of the GM screen as a player, and my Ravnos is in Montreal to do a murder, and I feel that she's falling down on the job because she hasn't murdered anyone yet. Also, her give a fuck is broken because,
Bestial fail.
To save the masquerade after the Bruja had a messy critical and made a big old mess and a murder. I feel like that is an important distinction out there. Hashtag not the Ravnos' fault. And so that's tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern over on Wandering DM. Then check your listings because I will be probably showing up sometime during the week with a couple of my video game streams, which are mostly right now Shadow of War and plot. No, we don't do plot in that game. We murder orc captains and then occasionally get frustrated when they come back from the dead and we have to murder them a second or third time.
Rude.
It's very rude. It's like they're popping out of the ground like daisies. What? No. So check my Twitter because I'm gonna post that during the week. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the channel, we are going to be back with the Song of Agapia's Fortune. There are some interesting things happening. There are some interesting things are happening. Things are just happening, and lots of things are happening. But I'm also going to take this opportunity to shout out one of my friends, because Tall Squall is a really great person, and his first novel is being published a week from Monday, October 24th. You can pre-order it now on Amazon. All of the proceeds are going to support the Trevor Project, and I had the wonderful joy of reading a bunch of the early drafts of this work, and it is wonderful, wonderful work, and you should go find it. Also, the cover art is absolutely gorgeous, and it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, Tall Squall makes great stuff.
Tall Squall does make great stuff. Then we are also back here on Sunday for more Witcher Roads Home. And do the people at home deserve a teaser for next week? Not about Witcher, about something else that's going to happen.
Oh.
Yes.
So, for those of you who pay attention, I also may have done a cooking stream recently. I did a cooking stream recently. It was a thing that I did. If you want to check it out, there's a VOD. It's up on YouTube. You can go check them out over there because all of everything shows up on the VODs. It's a wonderful playlist and it's all there. And then I had a brilliant beyond brilliant idea that I may have invested in a couple things to make sure that this brilliant beyond brilliant idea can work. And I just feel like Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern, so 8 hours before Song of Agapia's Fortune in high-level D&D, 12 p.m. Eastern, right here on the channel, there'll be a very special cooking stream. Very special. But if you would like to give me some support or support the channel, I have a Ko-Fi. You can hit that up. We are raising money to try and get art for the Song of Agapia's Fortune crew, because they have some really great characters, and I think they really deserve the character art to go with it. You can also check out the games that I write. They're up on itch. I'm also integrating the StorySynth platform because a lot of my games are narrative, descended from the Queen kind of games. So StorySynth is a platform, hashtag not sponsored, except for when I won the grant to write the game. But that's not actually sponsored. Will be sorry, you can use StorySynth as a platform to run narrative storytelling games with all of your friends. Don't worry, you can check the VODs, everybody. With all of your friends, storytelling games with all of your friends across the internet. It's actually really cool and really useful, and you can check them out in all the games that I write. And I will tell Annie Geek one thing. No, it is not Curry with Pooja, because Pooja is a little busy right now. So it is not Curry with Pooja. It is something else. And you will be so surprised. Trooper wants to guess. I will let Trooper guess.
Soylent Green.
God, no.
I'm just asking.
No. Okay, look. No.
Too much work, doesn't that? That's an all-day recipe.
And I would also like to say, I have...
It might break Twitch TOS as well.
Well, in addition to breaking Twitch TOS, I have a 60-pound lab mutt mix that agrees that the best place to be at any point is attached to my hip. I'm not doing Soylent Green with the dog. That would just make the dog sick. Nope, not happening.
No, it's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Don't doing that.
What would the fish think?
And Lindy's been there. She's seen those fish. They would be scarred for life.
I hope Isabel and Ferdinand are doing well.
They are doing just as well. Okay. But that's it for me. That's my spiel. That's everything. If you want to know anything else, check my Twitter because I was posting where I'm going to be and the fun, wonderful things I always get to do and hang out and people and I get to tell stories with, like these fine folks here. Also, I'm going to do another shout out, and because she's lurking in chat, I'm going to do it for her because she deserves it. You may have seen on Twitter that Rivals of Waterdeep is doing an Indiegogo to fund their last couple of seasons to get them all to level 20. Go support the Rivals. Go support them. See, Tanya? There you are. You deserve it. Go support them. I will actually even pull up the tweet so that I can make sure I put it in chat. I had it. Here it is.
I thought I had it too.
Here it is. Nope. Okay.
No.
Wrong tweet. Nope. Wrong tweet.
I googled it, but then it brought me just to the basic like Twitter feed.
Yeah, it's because they.
Oh, got it.
Okay, good. Thank you, Simon.
I will put it in.
Thank you, Simon, for dropping that in chat. Go support the Rivals and help them do all of the great things. Thank you so much. But we should share some love with the rest of the internet because that is a thing that we do in this world. And so we're going to raid let's go raid the High Shelf Collective because they are some great people playing some great games, and we want to spread the love and share more great games. But until next week, everybody, have yourself a great night.